Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Laura, aka PURPLEXEDQT, and I am your lovely host tonight for another round of Guess What Happened. So let me say hi to members, Patreons, future members, future Patreons, former members, former Patreons, subs, and most importantly, my mods, which I don't see too many of. But then again, I really haven't looked at chat. So how you guys doing today? I have a treat for you guys, and I say it's a treat because, man, is he good looking. Sorry, guys, but when you guys see what I'm talking about, you'll understand. He is so cute to look at. It's like, whoa. So that's my treat for you. But I want to clear up some things first. First thing I want to clean up. First thing on my kitchen, but first thing I want to clear up is I still have not watched the whole Jared interview, but I did confirm with my own ears, because I'm not going to bring you guys things that aren't with my own ears. I did confirm with my own ears that he did say the vehicle was in neutral based on the tires. Now, he wasn't there. So, no, not you, Matt. He wasn't there, so we can't say definitively, but he said from the way the tires were rolling that he absolutely feels that the car was in neutral. The other thing that seems to be a point that everybody is debating back and forth, really, I don't know how else to say it, but debating, is the tow truck guy. Okay. The tow truck guy, they have not confirmed that it's legit. What they do know is that the guy put it in, after the guy talked to them or something, it was in lockdown, and the company locked it down and it went to law enforcement. That does not mean that it's true. It does not mean that it's confirmed. Hey, Steffa. It does not mean it was confirmed. The only thing that it means is that the guy talked to them, and the guy could have lied or the guy could have told the truth. We don't know. We absolutely do not know. Isn't he DeQuinto? Woo-wee. I told my daughter, I was like, Sage, look at this guy. So that's the one thing that we do not know. Oh, hold on one second. Hang on. This is super, super important. Oh, not me. Forget it. Damn Team YouTube. If he lied, it's an obstruction of justice. Not really, because it may not be having to do with Kylie. It may not. I mean, the things the guy was saying was very strange. And the things the guy was saying was very odd. And I didn't realize some of the answers until I was on Jewels of Thought, or Now Allegedly Innocent. And we were going back and forth. And, to be honest with you, she said a couple of things that really made sense to me. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. That totally makes sense. I get it. So a couple of things I want to show you, though. One of the things is the debate about the hatchback and what the hatchback really looks like and how big it is. So let me just say, literally coming into this live. All right, let me just interrupt for my girl, Steffa. But Steffa, what he said was, yes, I get that. But what I'm saying is, they still don't know if any of that is true. I'll refer back to the Chris Watts case. I'll refer back to Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito and people that claim they saw him and they had all this evidence they saw him. It doesn't make it real. So just because this guy said it on camera doesn't make it true. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the guy's lying. I'm not saying the guy's not lying. I'm just saying that they can't confirm definitively that it's true. That's all I'm saying. Because a lot of people think that they confirm the guy's story. They have not confirmed this guy. They have no way to confirm it. Because the only people that have the actual evidence are the cops and this guy, and nobody's been arrested yet. So just a lot of little things. But in what you're going to hear, we were talking about exactly, Crimson. We were talking about the hatchback. And this is something that me and Jules were talking about. Andrea, and they very well might be, but I know some liars that can sound so credible and could be so lying. And I'm not saying this guy is, don't get me wrong, and it has nothing to do with Jared. I'm saying that a good liar is a good liar, and the guy's story is a little odd because, like I said to Jules, I mean, if something seems that off to you, why didn't you call the police? Why'd you let these people drive away when they didn't even know how to put on a seatbelt? It was very strange. It's just very strange. So I'm going to play the clip from Jules first too, but I just want to show you guys this. One of the things Jules was saying about the hatchback of a Honda, and Carson was saying the same thing about the hatchback, but I'm going to show you guys the hatchback of a 2013 CRV. Oh, that was Jagger wore the SF hat. But after you see the video with Carson, I don't want to say too much now, but wait till you see the video with Carson and then it all kind of makes sense. But let me show you guys this first. Tape Penny. Okay. I can fit back here. It's not that hard. Now, I thought to myself, there's no way that somebody's even very skinny is not going to get in between here to climb over. But it's not hard to climb over this. If you look from this angle at how much room, and they have a sunroof too, but you can see how much room there is. Anybody can flip over here. It's really not hard to flip over right in the middle. So a lot of people are thinking that she was automatically put in the back. She wasn't. I'm not saying she wasn't. I'm saying don't necessarily assume that she had to be put in the back when literally a lot of people could fit back here. She may not have floated all the way to the back, but that doesn't mean she couldn't climb to the back. That doesn't mean that she got, it just doesn't mean that she didn't float. I'm sorry, not float. That, all this went down and she jumped to the back and she, just wanted to save herself, and she wanted to, crunch over, or she knew what was happening in a few seconds. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that I know she's 5'7". She has plenty of room to actually crawl over that seat if she wanted to. She had 2 windows open, correct. Another thing, I'm glad you brought that up, Crystal, because that's another thing I want to straighten out. There was no broken windows from AWP, as I stated originally. The passenger side window was broken already. When Nick looked at it, it was broken already. There's one thing a lot of people may not know that you're about to find out that I'm going to tell you. This was Nick's first dive by himself. So, and a lot of people may not know that. So there were a lot of things that Nick may not have looked out for. It was like a training for him This was the first dive that he did on his own. So, you know, little things may be off here and there, but everybody starts somewhere. Everyone trains somewhere. So I don't, you know, fault him if he missed something or got one thing wrong or something, you know, or anything like that. I'm not going to fault him. And nobody should fault him for it because everybody's got to train somewhere. But this was his first. Thank you, Louise. So I don't know if that makes a difference with anything, but like Carson said, it's possible that, you know, he may have missed something or, you know, something like that. But he did come up and say it looks suspicious. He was a little flabbergasted, as I showed you guys earlier, rightfully so, because it was the first time he was ever seeing something like this. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have ever gone scuba diving, but I have gone scuba diving and I thought piranhas were going to eat me and I panicked. And when you panic with gear in your mouth, it's not fun. So the fact that Nick was able to do this and Nick was able to hold his composure, speak, and, you know, be able to fluently, thank you, Matt, not first dive, first body recovery. Thank you. Well, I thought it was the first one on his own. And I could be wrong. We're going to listen to it, but not first dive, first body recovery. Okay. So the fact that he was able to hold his composure, because I don't want to say too much because you're going to hear it from Carson. Now, I'm only videoed Carson. I didn't get the questions, and I don't even remember what some of them are, but they'll all fall into place when you see it. So hold on. And because, you know, they say that he normally, absolutely normally has yeah, he was obviously rattled. They normally recover like bones. They don't recover someone that's only 2 weeks old. So that, I mean, I commend him. I absolutely commend him for that because, like I said, when I went scuba diving, it was a long time ago, but when I went scuba diving, you know, and I thought all these school of fish were going to eat me, and I almost panicked, it takes your breath away because you have this tank in your mouth and it's scary. It really is scary. Even as a professional diver, that's like saying a professional athlete may not ever break a bone. Of course they can. Things happen. So I want to give him props for being able to speak and his composure and, you know, being able to get through his first recovery like that, being just a body that's 2 weeks old. Like I'm not downing this or saying anything bad. Like I'm doing the opposite. I want to let him know, like, awesome job. It really was, like, he did great. So great job on your first recovery. Okay. Let me give me a moment. Now, the question is, why was her side window broken? That's my question. You missed my 3 super chats this afternoon. So, did I really, Robert? I am so sorry. Chugga chugga choo choo. Announced here to a few people and it messes you up. Oh, time of death.
I could maybe help clear up some.
Okay, I want you to know, I don't know why it's a little blurry, but man, is he cute.
Information?
Yes, please.
You guys seem to be a little confused. One thing in particular is like the cash grab. So one thing that I would like to clear up is we release all our videos to members first. And the reason for that is to thank them. Like, you can be a member for $5, $25, or however much you can donate. And that's to show, like, thank you. That's it. Like, all members get the same exact treatment. And then a few days later, it's released to the public. All our videos eventually get released to the public. So nothing's like YouTube Red, where people just have to pay all the time to watch our content. No, we don't want that. We don't want that at all. It's obviously to help us and support us being out on the road, because a tank of gas in the RV is really expensive. Just when we can. Typically, we release it to members for maybe a week, and then it's released publicly. With this one, we're only releasing it to members like for.
How cute is this guy? It's so easy to listen to him. I need to get him on here. Sage was like, my daughter, she's like, Mom, you need to get that guy on here. I said, I do.
2 days, and that's it. I will.
Yes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm totally sorry. He is the executive producer, or one of the executive producers for AWP, and he explains a couple things.
I'll tell you something in particular in the Kylie video. As I was one of the editors for that video, there was information in there that I specifically left out because I'm trying not to name names, because in the Nick interview, there were sections that it was like, okay, if this isn't the person we think it is, we're potentially ruining his life.
And in my opinion, he's talking about Jagger. He's absolutely talking about Jagger when he says that he feels that if they release who it is, and if they talk about who they think it is, it could potentially ruin their life. That's Jagger to me, 100%.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I didn't put where her location was by sonar satellite imaging.
Okay, I'm going to say this one more time. Let's play it out first.
Right. That's what I do. I look, because I'm disabled. So I sit in my house in a studio, and I send it to you guys. I send it to the FBI. I send it to the police department. Of course, both of these two, Dolly and Betty. And I sent it to them, and I tagged everybody, emailed it to you guys.
Okay, I'm going to say this one more time. Nothing against you, Stoney, but your video was from 2020. We all knew it. We all found it. We all saw it. Please stop. Like, literally, please stop. You're embarrassing yourself. Even this guy is embarrassing. Your own people that were on panel were like, move on. Now, on this panel was Betty and Dolly. Dolly does ask some good questions. I'm not going to lie, but I cut out everybody except Carson.
Guys, everything on the 16th. The thing that upset me is if people would have paid attention to a smaller channel, cities, that
his own person was like, dude, shut up.
And maybe we could have got her out sooner. And we're not talking about Adventures with Purpose.
I got one other question.
That was perfect timing, Dolly. Perfect timing. I'm not a Dolly fan, but that was perfect timing.
There are truly cans in the vehicle.
Yeah,
and I don't know. Yeah, there are truly cans. And then the first time Nick looked through the vehicle, you could also see a joint rolling paper in the vehicle, which was very odd if you take Nick's story into account. It's like, it doesn't make sense because all he saw was a perfume bottle the day after, supposedly, allegedly.
Right. And then
yeah, in the hatch, 100% in the hatch. It doesn't make sense. Like, and I looked at the interior of a Honda CRV, and the headrest, there's like maybe like 8 inches of space in between.
To fit between it and the ceiling.
The only way.
And he's right about that, but he forgot about the middle. The middle shows she could have easily gone over there. But again, I cut out the no, DeQuinto earlier he was, but now we're in the car. I cut out everybody else. So he's just running. You're going to hear him say different things.
A I mean, the only way she could have gotten back there is if, you know, she went like floated vertically in that little gap.
So
That
she
doesn't
was
make sense
likely
either.
back there this much.
Party, her car was a hot spot for people coming to get drinks and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then she supposedly went to her vehicle to go charge her phone, and that's all I know.
Was there?
Yeah. If you look at the video, if you've seen the video, me and Doug, we were watching the video together as it was being edited, and the vehicle's coming out. And if you look at both wheels, they're spinning. They're not dragging. They're spinning. That's a telltale sign that the vehicle's in neutral, which doesn't make any sense. It's, well, if you're driving somewhere, if you're driving home especially, why would you all of a sudden put the vehicle in neutral? The only thing I could think of, if maybe she is intoxicated, is it possibly she's trying to put it in park as like an emergency brake.
That's exactly what I said before I even saw this, because that is exactly what I said, that maybe she just put it in park, but I just don't think she would have that much time to then go crawl in the back, or would even be in the right mind to think about it.
Yeah.
But like then you have to like press a button and then I don't know,
I also noticed on the CR.
theorize as to what happened. I
Now
believe
AW.
got kicked off the scene after FBI showed up.
So the
The driver's side window was already busted.
The driver's side, I thought it was.
in the past. I just know one of the windows.
Yeah, I've got it
Thank you, Louise. Yeah, that's a totally separate one.
here. I wrote it. Passenger window was fully broken.
And when
Yeah.
y'all know order,
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. It all happened really fast. Like the moment Nick went down, it was super quick.
I rolled my truck and ended up on passenger side, head on floor, feet up, no foul play. Yeah, you were on the passenger side, but you weren't in the hatchback. She was in the hatchback.
And then it was his first time assessing a vehicle. No offense to Nick, but you know, if Doug was down there, he would have done a more full assessment. But it was great training for Nick.
See, it was the first time Nick was assessed. This interview, yes, it was on Stony Stones. I'll drop the link when it's over. It's only about 20 minutes.
He is a new diver. We're trying to get two teams out on the road.
yeah,
You're doing a great job. I have to applaud you guys 100%.
It's a newer vehicle. It comes up differently on sonar. 100%. A newer vehicle will give you misreads, and that's because an older vehicle.
Sandy, you know what? Then why don't you get the fuck out of here? As a matter of fact, I'll give you the boot. How's that? Where are you? Can someone get Sandy out of here? Because now I don't see her. Where'd she go? Thank you. Now where am I? All right.
Vehicle will have sediment built up on the top layer of the vehicle for it to absorb sonar a lot better.
Yep.
So, you know, it's very likely that they could have missed it. But it, you know, also places the theory of what if this is foul play, if whoever found out that law enforcement searched that lake, if they just put her in there, like maybe after.
Okay, Rainey, let me ask you a question. Why would your car be in neutral if you were driving? Oh, you hit the gear. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, that kind of makes sense, though. That would be me. I would have hit the gear.
After.
Yeah, that's what's.
Yes. I'm gonna go confidently and say like 90% of me wants to lean towards foul play. But you know, I'm not an expert. I'm simply just a cameraman. That's up to the investigators to decide, the FBI, people who get paid to do that versus me. I just film the episodes and cut them together.
yeah. Put around everywhere in the vehicle.
In the section that's blurred, you can see a package of Trulies. So it very well could have been a 6-pack. And then you see cans scattered throughout the vehicle. So, I mean, I think she's like 119 pounds. So, either way,
It ain't
she's
gonna
getting
take
lightweight.
much. Yeah, it ain't gonna take much.
Mhm.
But
Now,
a hot spot, right?
Guys, the party was on the 5th, not the 6th. The party was the 5th, and she disappeared on the 6th. And I believe Friday was the 5th, I think. Friday was the 5th, or yeah, Saturday was the 6th. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, she was the hotspot, which doesn't make sense for there to be alcohol in her vehicle, because, you know, people are going to take the alcohol, go back to the party, go drink over there.
Right.
Unless they're keeping an eye on this girl at the party and they want to be near her. And
When
she
you
went to the party with her best friend Magdalene. And then Magdalene left the party early to go be with her boyfriend. And then that's when she met up with Sammy.
And Steph, I'm just saying that when I said that originally, I got it off this guy who works with AWP. So he may have had his wording wrong, which is totally understandable. It happens. But that's where I got it from.
And then Sammy's just a party friend, supposedly. Like, this is just what I've heard. So they're not like best friends. So they would come in contact every now and then separate, go do their own thing. But pretty much Kylie was there alone at a party of 300 people. She's 119 pounds, like 5'9". Like, it's just not safe, especially if there's drinking and drugging involved at this party.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, when you was on signs on that beach, could have went in the water with no tracks, no dip in the dirt, nothing.
Speak for everyone else on the team.
But did other
I know,
vehicles riding out there, could you see those vehicles leaving tracks out there?
with the dirt being so hard, and Doug says that in the episode, it's harder to see tire tracks, especially 2 weeks later, you know.
So
it's there, but the ground was so hard that, I mean, like, you step there and the wind blows maybe a couple days after, that's gone. That footprint, that tire track's gone.
Yep.
But I know they kicked us off scene to do investigating as to tire tracks, footprints, any sort of evidence that they could find.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just 2 days and find her when law enforcement, 19 different agencies couldn't. And, you know, the simple answer is that they're looking for vehicles maybe once or twice a year versus us, we're doing it every single day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have the experience.
No, see, Sunshine, you're absolutely wrong, because he edits the video. So he knows everything. What he can say is different, but he legit knows everything. He's the one that's editing the videos.
And then Sonar is very new. It's adapting every day, every year, where it's not necessarily a thing that's standardized and taught. And it's not, people don't go missing in their county every single day where they have to.
Has AWP thought about training the police and using the type of
search tactics?
Yeah,
we're going to search all the bodies of water at the area and then make a 5-mile radius. But in this case, we did a 10-mile radius, just because if you live in a rural area, you know, 30 minutes ain't nothing. I live in a rural area and I got to drive 30 minutes into town, so that 5-mile radius doesn't apply to every single case.
Yeah.
Yep.
As far as, you know, honestly, it doesn't bother me if law enforcement decides to take credit. We only have one goal, and that's just to find Kylie or to find whoever we're looking for.
That's my.
I mean, we know, but we have such a good support system just with each other that I almost feel like it's unneeded. A lot of times you'll see in comments, it's like, make sure you hug each other, make sure you guys are doing mentally. We're all doing great, all mentally. You know, we
That's
recognize
awesome.
that this is a job. One case in particular that really got to me was the Jed Hall case, and that one was really just disheartening and heartbreaking. But besides that one, you know, we're all there for each other. We all understand that this is a job and we have to be professional.
Sure.
Yeah, I had watched one that was similar to this too, with a young man that was at a party and he drove his car into the lake. Leaving the party, I guess they were out there driving high speeds, and he had put. I guess he was missing for like 7 years.
You know, compared to some other unfortunate cases we've been a part of, she was recognizable.
Okay.
What was the most?
Ryan, my daughter will be very happy to hear that. I said he was probably about 25. She's like, well, if he's 20, I'm going to find him. I said, okay.
Challenging obstacle, you know, just the fact that this was new. This was new for all of us. The fact that she was missing only for 2 weeks, and then we decided to go search. We've never had much of anything like that. Her being 16 years old, you know, just graduated from high school with high honors, going to med school. It's an unfortunate circumstances that took place, and we've never dealt with cases like this. We've always took on cases when the family knows, hey, they've been missing for this time. We know they're gone. Just please help us. Please help us find our missing loved one. But when it comes to this, you know, families are still going through the grieving process through denial. Like, I hope she's still out there. I hope she comes home. I just want to hug my child. Yeah. And then to bring those answers as to your daughter's not coming home.
Yeah, and I want to bring. He was saying now, because you know we talked about last night that AWP didn't notify their parents, but then we seen pictures of AWP with the father and the granddad out there, and they're watching the vehicle being pulled out the water. Like, I don't know how he could come out there and say these things.
We tried to reach out to family prior to our investigation. However, sometimes we don't always get in touch with who we need to. In the video, who we contact is Lori, and she's the aunt, and then the grandma, Sally.
Okay, so that's who that y'all contacted.
We contacted them.
And is that before you went out there?
And that was pretty much it. It ends a couple of seconds later, but I'll give you guys the link. And Matt, yes, I have a beautiful 17-year-old who turns 18 soon, I will set up their wedding. But I also want to bring up a point about AWP's money line. You know, AWP may not take money. They may not take, they may not charge the families, but I can assure you they paid these guys. They may not take a profit, but they're paying their camera guys, their editing guys, because there's no way this kid can do it for free. How's he going to survive? He's too young. So, I mean, he could be an intern, but I doubt it. And people forget that even though they're saying they're not getting paid, they still got to pay these other guys. They're still paying these other people. I think from what I gather, he may have gone on because some people were stating how, no, they don't keep reward money. They give it back. They give it to the families. So they had, I guess, Betty and them, from what I gathered from the beginning, they were on Stoney's because I guess they were all bashing them about putting it behind a paywall. So he went up there and talked about it. And he went up there to tell them, hey, no. Yeah, I'm going to drop the link as soon as I shut my fat mouth. It's about a 23-minute interview. I could watch it over and over and over on mute. No. Okay, there's the link for the actual interview. And I'm just saying it was really good. Like, he just kind of elaborated hey, Chrissy, he just kind of elaborated what we knew and threw in some other stuff. And, it's just his opinion like everybody else. Thank you, Wild Fox. Just his opinion. But 90% believe it's foul play. That's pretty high. And I was going to go into this as it was an accident. I swore it was an accident. It was totally an accident. But then Jared came out, and then this guy came out, and it makes you think, was it really an accident? I don't think it was really an accident. I think something happened. I'm still trying to figure out how that car was in neutral. Why was there a broken window? She was all the way in the back. He did share a lot. I agree with that. That's what I'm saying, Steffa. I believed it was an accident until today. all of a sudden, it doesn't seem like an accident anymore. And I swore it was an accident. It was totally an accident. And then I'm like, maybe not an accident. They accept reward money? No, they usually give it back to the families, I thought. I thought for the most part, they give it back to the families. The back windows were half down. No, not AWP, one of the producers. So people put a car in neutral to push it. Exactly. Now, one thing I didn't check, I know on my car, you have to hit a, well, no, that's not true because I put it in neutral. One thing Betty Butthead said, which I thought was hysterical, she's like, and I noticed on the car that neutral was above drive. And I started cracking up because, I mean, I say dumb things sometimes, but Betty, neutral is always above drive, always. It goes park, reverse, neutral, drive, second or first. Plain and simple. So I thought that was hysterical. But I'm not one to bash because I always say some dumb shit. Like saying everything is an ocean. It's not an ocean. It's a lake. But for some reason, I always say ocean. So I'm not going to fault her for it. I just thought it was kind of funny. Because, yeah, it's always above it. So, yeah, Carson did an interview. I don't know if you really call it an interview, but Carson went on to straighten out some stuff about money. And then AWP, Jared, was actually on Zap Girl. So he did release some information. He did say that the car was in neutral. I didn't watch the whole thing yet. It's free people. I've thought of that too. When you're not sober, you can easily misjudge. However, we don't know if she was drunk. We don't know if there was any alcohol in the car. Lady R, I agree with you. It was in neutral because somebody pushed the car into the lake. But here's another question. And this is something to think about. Yeah, but Rainey, I think in that kind of car, it has to go, you have to hit a button to push it. I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. There was alcohol in the car. Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that there was alcohol in her system. She could have been designated driver. And I'm tossed between, no, they haven't, so, Steph. I'm tossed between two different things. I'm tossed between her getting scared, getting paranoid, getting petrified, and somehow crawls her way in the back into a fetal position. That is something I would do. I would want to feel safe. I'd want to go into a fetal position somewhere, and maybe I, because of the water, I couldn't get in. But here's my other question. If you are climbing in the back seat, and I don't know the answer, this is a question for anyone that can answer it logically and with proof, because I don't even know if I'm using the right terms. If a car fills up with water, if a car gushes in water because both back windows were open, so water would come rushing in, can you even go on top of the water or through the water and go to the bottom of the back? Do you know what I'm saying? Is that even possible? Like, can you go down? Like, if you're in a pool, okay, let me explain this better. If you're in a pool and you swim on the bottom, you go to the top. Do you know what I'm saying? You end up in the top. You can't hold your breath. You hold your breath and then you float to the top. So how would she have crawled? How would she have gotten to, let's say, lay down in the bottom? You would have floated. You would have floated to the top. So that's the part I don't get. Hold your breath, automatically float up. But I'm saying that if she was still alive, would she be able to climb over and push herself down or something? Because if she was up, if she was on top of the water, yeah, can you swim down? She didn't have enough room. Virtually impossible for her to have been on the back with the small, but no, because I showed otherwise, Casey. I showed that there's a way to crawl back there pretty easily. Physics are involved. So, exactly, you would have less than a couple of minutes. But I'm saying that if you're I'm just like swimming. Yeah, you would have to be kicking downward. Because otherwise, if you're just on top, you can't guarantee you're going to stay there if you're still alive. Yes, after she was dead. But I'm saying that you can't, if you're swimming, you have to push yourself down. She didn't have enough room to push herself down. So the fact that she would have been on top, if she was deceased, what guarantee would she have stayed back there? Do you get what I'm saying? I'm probably not explaining this right. Look at the two guys around the car when they were removing it. What are you talking about? If her body was placed there, it makes perfect sense. Because then she would have died where she was. The car fills up pretty quickly. The windows were down. She was sinking. How would she have been able to float to the back, even in the highest point? How would she be able to float to the back and push herself down so that when she did pass away, she would be guaranteed to stay in the hatchback? That's impossible. It's physically impossible. Yes, someone said that looked like a brush. It's not possible. That's what I'm saying. I did. I saw it. I didn't see the whole thing, but she wouldn't have. That's what I'm saying. That she. All right, let me go back to the picture so you guys can see it a little more. Hold on. So let's look at the picture again. Okay. If she had been in this front seat, she could have logically crawled back here. She could have logically crawled over this and gotten back here. No problem. No problem. However, if she, assuming that there's nothing in the back seat, but if this car fills with water, she's going to try swimming because it's filled with water. She can't breathe. She's got to hold her breath. Then she's going to try to climb over against all the water. Well, we don't know when it turned upside down, but that's a good point. But we don't know exactly when it turned upside down. It could have turned upside down right at the end. But assuming, I'm giving you both scenarios. Let's assume that she took her seatbelt off and she wanted to climb to the back. Let's just assume that. The car is full of water. So she was fighting the water to begin with. Let's say she got back here. She's still holding her breath because she's still alive. How would she guarantee that she would stay back here? She couldn't. Based on physics, that's physically impossible. She could have been in the back seat. She could have been floating. But if they found her right here, she had to have taken her last breath right here, which she couldn't have done if she didn't start out here. Do you understand what I'm saying? Am I making more sense, or am I still not making sense to everybody? A lot of people said it has been fact checked. Jared said it today on Zab Girl, and Carson just said it on that video. His exact words were, Nick didn't hold on. Well, I know Carson said it. Carson said she was in the hatchback, and he edited the video. I just played it. I wondered that too, if it could come undone. There is no trunk. She was in the very back of the car. That is called the hatchback. That is the very back, not the back seat, all the way in the back. And yes, he did say it. Okay, Wonder Twin, hear me again. All right, I'm going to try explain this one more time the way I'm thinking it. If you're in a pool, in order to go to the bottom, you have to hold your breath, okay? Once you die, you float to the top. Every time someone dies in water, like a swimming pool, they're floating. In order to go to the bottom, you need pressure. Nah, I'm good, Chrissy. You need pressure. So for her to be able to crawl in the back, hold her breath long enough that she died in the same spot does not make sense. She would have had to hold her breath. She would have had to taken her last breath to be stuck in the back. There was no way she would have crawled down holding her breath swimming. It just doesn't make sense. If that's the case, she could have done it she would have crawled down to the back seat. Because remember, she couldn't see. So she may not have known where she was going. Yeah, Ellie did confirm it was Kylie. I'm not doing the conspiracy theories. Oh, it wasn't Kylie. Yes, it was. I'm over this. Because she was unbuckled. Yeah, I'm saying that I do not think that she was alive. If she was found back here, I do not believe that she was. No, toxicology report takes time. But I do not believe that she was alive when she went in the car. I really don't. Based on physics and logic. I just don't. Hang on one second. Oh. I know. I just thinking about that and thinking about I don't know, just thinking about the way you swim. She couldn't have gotten past the head seats. Thank you, Lynn. She couldn't have gotten past the head seats, but she could have gone here. But what did she do? Dive head first? There's no logic in that. You can't dive head first. She wouldn't have had enough room. She was too tall. So unless she dove back here head first, which she wouldn't have had time to do. So based on that, there's no way she could have still landed back there. There's just no way. So now Jules brought up some good points, which I'm going to play that clip from when I was on her panel. Kaido, that's another thing. Excellent point. But that's another thing that you're right about. The side window was open. Granted, she may not have seen it or realized it. Hey, Clarissa, she may not have seen it or realized it that the side window was open. However, it's your car. You probably would know if a side window was open. Hold on one second. Okay. Someone just sent me this. I'm going to read it. Hold on. Well, let me do it on my computer. It's easier. Okay. Does a drowning victim sink or float? As a general rule, a cadaver in the water starts to sink as soon as the air in its lungs is replaced with water. Once submerged, the body stays underwater until the bacteria in the gut and chest cavity produce enough gas, methane, hydrogen sulfide, and carbon dioxide to float to the surface like a balloon. How long does it take for a drowned body to float to the top? The bodies of the drowned sometimes surface on their own, but this depends on the qualities of the water. The purification of flesh produces gases, primarily in the chest and gut, that inflate a corpse like a balloon. In warm, shallow water, decomposition works quickly, surfacing a corpse within 2 to 3 days. All right, we do know that she was cold, that it was colder. It wasn't warm, shallow. No, I don't know what they mean by shallow. But Carson said that it was visible, that it was visibly noticed that, oops, that you could visibly notice. Why is this not working? They noticed it was her. You could see it was her. Shallow like a bathtub. That's what I'm thinking. Like if you die in a bathtub or if you're in like a really small lake. So, yeah. Sink, float, sink. Which only further tells me there's no way that she got back here on her own. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't see it. I don't think she did this on her own. And yesterday I wanted to say that it was just a normal accident. It was just a regular accident. But I'm thinking otherwise. I don't think this was an accident. I think she was placed in the back. Her car went in neutral, and they pushed her in the lake, thinking maybe that nobody would think anything. I came across something insane the other night on a podcast. So I sent that info to her via Facebook. Let me see. Did you send it on PURPLEXEDQT? Because I know I have messages there I haven't checked. Hang on. All right. Ugh. About the corruption, I covered that already. Is that what you were talking about? I covered that already. It has nothing to do with Kylie. Yeah, it has nothing to do with Kylie. It's old, though. It wasn't discovered yesterday. It wasn't something new. It's all the way from back in June. I found the original article that quote-unquote psychic stole it from. It's from back in June. It has nothing to do with Kylie at all. If she was already back there, now that, yeah, to me, it just tells me she would be back there. That's where she started. And I don't think that, I just don't think they thought she would either A, that they would ever get caught, B, that it would go to this extreme, C, that she would ever be found. I really don't. And then you have to sit back and think. Yeah, I talked about it last night, Cooper. You have to sit, but thank you. You have to sit back and think for a second. Why would the police not really want AWP to search that area? Why did everybody try to move away from this area? Why did everybody try to steer people away from this exact area? Why did Sammy and Jagger say to go to them first so they can weed through it? Because they were such best friends and blah, blah, blah. Think about that, though. Everything is now falling into place. Things that didn't make sense kind of now make sense. Who knew about it? Did they know about it? All right, you are not wrong. I'm in the collision industry, and the space between the back seats and the roof in the CRV is extremely small. A child could barely fit from back seat to back area. Oh, so I don't know. This looks pretty big, though. As long as there's no water. I mean, as long as, you're not swimming through water. Yeah, but if she OD'd, thank you, Kay Cooper. If she OD'd, and I've seen this theory a lot, if she OD'd, then why wouldn't they just call the police? Why would they care if she OD'd or not? That's not something they would get in trouble for. Kids OD all the time. Not kids, but people OD all the time. And you call the police and you call an ambulance and you get them help, or you pronounce them dead, something. But a lot of dealers wouldn't go to jail. They can't say they know where it got it from. They could say she found it in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, a lot of people do call the police. That's why hospitals have OD things all the time. Original thesis, got into a fight with Sammy, smashed her phone. She may have hit her hard. Threw her in a car and pushed it in. Someone helped her do this. I'm not saying that Sammy's guilty. I'm not saying Sammy's innocent. But her personality, I don't know. Her personality just doesn't seem like that she was a murderer. I mean, I know it happens. I don't know. I can't see Sammy being this mastermind. And I could be wrong. I mean, she could turn, people that were a lot smarter have done a lot less. Yes, I mean, I've done a lot more. I agree with you. I've called that out initially, that something's up with Sammy. Jagger may have been there. See, I think it was Jagger and Kate. If you want my honest opinion, I think Jagger and Kate were, if the toll guy story is true, if that happens to be true, then I'm pretty sure that it was Jagger and Kate, honestly. And Jules of Thought brought up a really, really good point. Let's just assume that the tow truck story guy is true. Assuming his story is true, why would somebody want to know how to do a seatbelt? And that's the thing that I asked Jules. I said, from a psychological point of view, from a psychology point of view, why would she ask about a seatbelt? So Jules said, because she's a therapist, but Jules said that, guess what? Odds are they wanted to see how to get rid of a body. If they put her in a seatbelt and drove and put her in the lake, they wanted to make sure a seatbelt was on. She's probably right. I thought it was brilliant. She's probably right that if the story is real, okay, again, if the story is real, for my statement, I'm assuming that the story is real. So if the story is real, that makes perfect sense that they needed to get rid of the body. Now, the tow truck driver also said, now mind you, tow truck driver also said that the two of them went from one side to the other side and they weren't together. They would never stand together. One person would, if one came up front, then the other went to the other side and vice versa. If you don't know what I'm talking about the tow truck driver, then you haven't watched the video. You haven't watched AWP's video. That you have to join their membership for $6.99, but I heard it's like half price. I paid $6.99, and then you can wait till Friday if you didn't. So I think some of you guys are confused because you didn't watch the video. If you watch the video, everything I'm saying would make perfect sense. So the tow truck driver said that one was on one side and then the other one was on the other side. So I said to Jules, why would they do that? Like, why would they go back and forth? And Jules had said, because they didn't want to see if there was Kylie in the back seat. I said, oh, that's brilliant. I didn't even think of that. I never even thought of that. So I was like, oh, that's good. And she's probably right. And I didn't even think of that. So you might need an iPhone link for membership for them. Well, I think I did mine on my computer. So let me go ahead and I'm going to play you the clip with Jules because I think we really got some good information out there. So hold on. Yeah, that's why I really think some of you guys are very confused because you haven't watched their video yet. So you're like, what tow truck guy? When did he say this? When did he say that? Yeah, you have to watch the video. It'll be public on Friday. Um, all right, let me jump to where I jump.
It's all about semantic matching because it was stuck in neutral. As the girl, it's being covered up and
All the way in the back. That just the safe space of the pocket. I said, because she's lying.
why that comes builds the engine. Goodness.
Hang on 1 second.
Sure. Searching.
Story is true. Okay, where was Kylie?
Oh,
And that's the other thing.
we totally have verification on the guy. We know who it is. We're waiting on verification for it. They don't want them to believe what the information.
I totally agree.
Channels that are saying no.
That
Why?
that was Kylie's car, because if that was Kylie's car, that changes everything.
Oh yeah, sure.
Everything.
Yes, magician. She was that far back.
All right about here is when I come up. Roadside assistance, same thing.
Hey, perplexed.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
All right. So what I was saying was the tow truck driver is not confirmed, according to Jared. They said that they don't see a reason he would lie per se, because he called his girlfriend or something, but he said that it's over in law enforcement, but they cannot confirm it 100%.
Okay, I think I don't understand what part confirmed.
His whole story that
why?
that was Kylie's car, because if that was Kylie's car, that changes everything.
Oh yeah, sure.
Everything. So
Absolutely.
it was really, really important to me to find out if that was confirmed, that they saw the actual footage, because the guy could be nothing. Everyone can be speculating for no reason.
Yeah. So I think, I don't remember if he says this right here at this point that they're talking about it, or if it comes up later in conversation, but he does say that the company locked down that video and then they sent it to law enforcement.
Yes.
So, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to believe. I mean, they don't owe, they're already trying to interfere with the credibility of AWP by saying that he didn't call them and he didn't call the family and, all of the
I am 100. That, Belinda, this is the part that I've had trouble confirming. No, AWP did not see any video that the guy said they had. So that's why I've gotten did they confirm it? Did they not confirm it? Allegedly, it was locked down and sent to the police. But AWP stated clearly that they have not seen it. And 50% convinced, and I would put money down on this, that their quote unquote PI is the one that wrote that fake text allegedly.
Me
from
too,
his mom.
girl. Me too.
Yep.
I'm with you 100%. Yes.
I said that last night when I was going through his Twitter. I'm like, guys, it's the exact same wording. I was like, if you look at his Twitter, he's saying the exact same words that this fake text was.
Yeah.
It's identical. Absolutely identical. I'm like, now we know who wrote that text.
Yeah.
That's the PI.
Shady.
Yep.
Shady. Absolutely. So, there are channels that are saying, no, don't be mean to, the investigator. He got us video. Be careful. I'm thinking, are you paying attention to what he's doing?
Exactly.
He's undermining the faith.
Yep.
And I think that the if they had not, if Jared and Nick and Doug, if they had not had all of the video of the phone calls and how they proceeded.
Okay, the PI, not JT. There's a PI that is supposedly working with the family. Hey, Margaret, they're supposedly working with the family. And if you watch my video from last night, you'll see this guy, mind blown. Every single thing that he wrote on Twitter is basically what's in that fake text from the mom. It's scary. I mean, almost to the point of the exact wording, just twisted like a little. Yeah, SF Investigates. Thank you. I couldn't remember his name. To me, it is so, and to Jules, it is so blatantly obvious that he's the one that wrote that fake text. He doesn't like AWP. I guess he wanted the credit. I don't know.
With such intent, you know, they stopped and they kind of assessed, what do we do next? And we don't want anybody to know we found it. And if they didn't have the video, this disinformation campaign could have completely undermined their integrity, especially if you got a dirty cop. You know, if you got some cops involved in this, they could have completely erased all of this valuable information they appear to have.
Yep, I totally agree.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to hear you say that you thought that it was the PI. I was beginning to think I was the only one that thought that he was shady.
150%. I said last night on my panel, I would put money down on this.
Cool.
Someone wants to bet me $100, I'll take it, because this is the PI. It is the exact same wording.
Yeah. What he said, he was like, no, AWP never notified. I'm the one that told the dad. I'm the one, me. In fact, didn't he say that they told social media first, and that's how Kylie's mom found out was from a waitress?
Yeah, I don't believe that story either.
No, I don't either. They are trying to undermine. They don't want people to believe whatever it is that Adventures with Purpose knows. They don't want them to believe what the information they're going to come out with. And when you go over and you listen to Zap Girl and the things that come out in this conversation, then you can certainly understand if you're involved in what happened or the cover up, then you certainly don't want people listening to AWP.
See, I didn't listen to the whole thing. I skipped through it, but every single time, and not now, but earlier, but every single time I paused, they were talking about nothing but donations. So I'm like, is there stuff in here? Is it worth listening to, or is it all about all the things they do?
No. He talks a lot about it. In fact, Perplexed, one of the coolest things that he says a lot of cool things, but I think for me, the thing that
Janice, that was false. That was completely false.
Made me grab the microphone and do a live is this idea. Now, this is obviously dependent on Nick being authentic, that, you know, he really did get this call out to this car, and then there was these two kids.
And by the way, just to show you guys, there's nothing on her screen. This is the only thing on her screen.
So Bella asks, did y'all show a photograph of Kylie to the tow truck driver to ask him, is this a girl you saw? Right? And he's sort of vague on that. But then after a few minutes, then he goes on and he says, look, we know who the guy is. Like, it's verified. He is so convinced and firm about who the guy is. And I think based on the description that the tow truck driver
It's Jagger.
I think it was Jagger.
Absolutely.
Yes. So Jared is, we totally have verification on the guy. We know who it is. We're waiting on verification for something else. So that can only mean that the girl wasn't Kylie.
But here's my other thing. If I'm a tow truck driver,
Yeah.
and I go to a scene, and these people, 2 people, not just one, but 2 people don't realize a car is in neutral, and that's why it won't start, I'm probably gonna I'm not gonna let them drive away. I'm gonna call the police. Because 2 people, what drugs are you on that you can't see a car is in neutral? And then you're wondering about a seatbelt? None of that makes sense.
Well, let me tell you what happened to me one time. And I don't drink at all, but I drink a lot of Diet Cokes, and I have to have bottled Diet Cokes, right? Because I'm weird. Anyway, in my car, the cap of the Diet Coke fell down into the leather where the gear shift is. And so I put it in park, what I thought was park, turned the car off, went running in, worked the whole day, came back, and when I tried to start my car, it wouldn't start. And I was like, what the hell? This is crazy. What's happening here? The guy comes to tow it, right? It's because that little cap was right in front of the gear shift. You couldn't see it because the leather was around it. And it really didn't go all the way into park.
Okay, but you were by yourself.
Yes, by myself, and I'm
2 people.
Yeah, sure.
But this was 2 people. 2 people couldn't figure out the car was in neutral?
Especially a motorhead.
Exactly.
Jagger's a motorhead, right?
Yep.
So,
and that's the other thing that makes me question the guy's story to begin with. Because if it was Jagger, which he described in the same hat Jagger wears, different color, but same hat. Excuse me. And now all of a sudden a car buff doesn't know a car is in neutral? No, I'm not buying that at all. And then she says, what's the proper way for a seatbelt? Why are you driving then? Like, just the whole thing made no sense.
Okay, so my thoughts on the whole, how do you wear the seatbelt properly, blah, blah, blah. My thought was this a way to set up, an investigation that would lead you to believe that Kylie had a car wreck and her seatbelt failed and she went flying through a window, right? Was that part of why she asked these bizarre questions? If you're driving, you know how to use a damn seatbelt. It's not rocket science, right? So on the one hand, I thought maybe these were questions to try to figure out how do we set up what looks like an accident problem. And then the other thing I thought about, was when I had in my head, maybe this was Jagger and Kylie, I thought maybe she was intentionally keeping it in neutral so that they couldn't drive away to try to get help. And I kept thinking, well, that's dumb, because then when the tow truck driver shows up, why doesn't she say, help me, this guy's trying to hurt me? So as soon as Jared said, what he did, and then I thought, oh, wow. So if this was not Kylie, if it was another girl and Jared and Jagger in Kylie's car on the 6th, then was she already in the back deceased? I mean, were they running around trying to figure out how they were going to cover up whatever it was that took place?
See, that's what I was thinking too. Well, if that story is true, okay, where was Kylie?
Yeah.
Did you have her in the woods somewhere? But you're right. I never thought of that, about setting up what looks like an accident. That's smart thinking. But where was Kylie during all this? There is no actual trunk, so a truck driver would have seen it.
Okay, so you have about where the back seat is. If the seats are up, you have an area that is about, I think, 20 inches between the back of the back seat and the hatchback door. So it would.
But here's the thing. If it was Kylie, if it was Kate and Jagger, forget Kate. If it was Jagger, and they believe 100% it's Jagger, how would Jagger not know to check that when he is a car junkie? It doesn't make sense. He would have absolutely know that car could start. Why would they want her? Why would he call somebody else when they have a dead body in the back seat or a dead body in the back? Why would they call? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. He wanted to get prints on the car? Maybe. But Jagger's a car junkie. He would be able to figure that out. That's why I'm just lost about it. I really am. No, he claims it. I'm saying maybe it wasn't Jagger. And maybe this guy is lying to begin with. I don't know. But I thought that was really interesting.
It'd be enough that you could put like a medium-sized suitcase or some groceries. And with the seats leaning back a little bit, you would then only have maybe 6 inches between the back of the headrest and the window. So it's a fairly confined area. It's not a very big area.
I believe they could fit her, but
guys, you can think what you want. Like YouTube moderator, you can think whatever you want. That came directly from the tow truck driver. The tow truck driver is the one that said that the car wouldn't start because it was in neutral.
I don't believe that they would take the chance of a tow truck driver not seeing her.
Oh, well, maybe. I mean, I don't know, because I'm still trying to wrap my head around how the world they're running around in that car on the 6th when the car was found at the bottom of the reservoir. The dad asked the question. The dad says, how did they miss it? That's unbelievable. That's impossible. He says it multiple times on the video. And of course, you know, Doug is uncomfortable and he's like, well, I don't know, but you know, it is her. It is there. So I don't know. This is a huge, huge story. Huge.
So my other question though is, let's say that it was, Kylie was in the woods somewhere and they went and put Kylie in the water. People are already looking for her by the 6th.
They were looking. Well, no, I don't think at the time that this traffic stop allegedly happened, which was sometime around 11 o'clock in the morning, they had not begun searching. They were still in the process of, remember, wasn't she supposed to meet at 10 o'clock to go camping?
Yeah, 9 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, 9 or 10. So I don't think they actually made it official till like maybe 2:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
yeah, you're right.
Cars can start in neutral, but it would not kill the battery. If it's a standard, but if it's an automatic, it won't start in neutral.
I just don't get how it couldn't start. How did they not know that it wouldn't start? Like, did they find Kylie dead? And
well, okay, so the guy says, the tow truck driver said that it was really strange that they were never standing beside each other, that it was like if one of them came up to the front, then the other went into the back, or if the other one came to the front, then the second would go in the back. So they were always like staying on the other side of the car from each other. So was that because Kylie was in the back and they were trying to control what would be seen?
now, from a psychology standpoint,
Oh,
because
Lord.
we know that's your forte, from a psych standpoint, why would they do that? Why would they want to stay apart?
To try to block if he came by, create a distraction to stop him from looking into the back window.
All right, just to let you guys know, the Honda CR-V has a neutral safety switch that keeps the car from starting when in any gear position. So the towing guy was correct. The CR-V transmission will not start if it's in neutral. And it's a known problem with the car, but the engine in your car can only be started when the automatic transition is in park or neutral, except with the Honda. The Honda CR-V has an actual issue with it. So it will not go into park. It will not start if it's in park, if it's in neutral.
Oh, that's a good point. And what about another reason of why two people would stay apart like that?
Yeah, if one was afraid of the other one, sure. But she would have had plenty of time from what he described. She would have had plenty of time to have said, I need your help. Unless she thought that he had a gun, and then she might, try to cooperate. I found it interesting from a psychological point of view. I found it incredibly interesting that this guy remembered so vividly the perfume. Talking about what else was in the car. And when he said, there was perfume there. And I thought, perfume? That's interesting. Why is he remembering perfume? That seems like such a small, random detail. And, you wonder if they were already trying to cover up an odor.
Is that birds in the background?
Yeah, parakeets. It's Barry behind bars and his bride Fancy. I named my bird after Barry Morphew.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Because the bird is behind bars where Barry should be.
Oh, when it comes to the perfume, now I watched that video twice.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, you know what? Sometimes people remember or pick up things that they don't know why they remember it or why they pick it up about certain situations. So I kind of looked at it like that. But I just felt like, how many calls does this guy go on?
No, I agree.
And there hasn't been an arrest yet or anything. And if they locked it down and they have that info, then how come nothing's been done yet?
Yeah, but we don't know. I mean, we don't know if Jagger isn't being questioned right now. We don't know. We don't know what they're doing. But as far as the implications of why would he remember perfume, blah, 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 it could have been so unusual. Let's say maybe he noticed it because the car smelled dramatically loud of perfume. Or I use Chanel No. 5, which isn't really, you don't really see it very often. And so if I notice somebody has Chanel No. 5, I'm like, oh, I remember this. It just sticks in my head. So if there's another perfume that I like too, that's kind of like the same stuff. But anyway, we might remember an obscure detail if it has some kind of personal meaning to us, then we might be more inclined to remember that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, or there would have to be some level of it's all about semantic mapping, and that a new memory would need to have reason to be connected to the old structure that's already existing, which is the reason I would say, how many girls has he been around that have perfume and he never thinks about, oh, I saw perfume bottles. So there must have been something unusual in that moment for it really to stand out to him. Here they had a bottle of perfume. And my question was, maybe the car was smelling heavily of perfume, which would have made him go, wait a minute, this is weird. Why are you doing this?
Now, what do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of the whole perfume thing? You think, now, first of all, was Kylie's car found with perfume? That's my one question. Did they find perfume in it? 2, did the parents verify that that was Kylie's perfume and not somebody else's perfume? To me, this is really important stuff. Like, that can verify the tow truck driver instantly. Did Kylie wear this perfume, and was their perfume found in the car? Was her purse in the car? Was their perfume in her purse? You see what I'm saying? Like, all of these little questions could be huge. I don't know if they found a bottle of perfume. I don't know if they're even mentioned a bottle of perfume. Hey, Bold. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of the questions that I have, that is it possible that they marked, well, they would have marked what was in the car, obviously, but it's just a really quick, easy way that we can verify it if there was something in the car, if there was perfume in the car. She was 16. You hear my stomach?
Hang on 1 second.
Sure. I had to take apart the shift casing and pull the emergency pin because it was stuck in neutral. I don't know what that means, Brittany. I have zero mechanical inclinations.
Oh, that's the other thing. Hold on. I'm just waiting for my dogs to shut up.
It's okay. It's car shows. So this isn't a guy that would be stumped by a car being in neutral and it not starting. He would understand that the transmission would need to be in park before it would start. Threatening, then maybe it was he that had the car in neutral in an attempt not to go anywhere. But then again, you go back to the same problem. Why didn't he ask the tow truck guy to help? Dolce & Gabbana blue, very nice, Amy, very nice.
See, I kind of think that it was Mags and Jagger.
You think it was Mags or Kate?
Well, doesn't Mags look more like her than Kate?
I think Kate is the one that's got the long hair. Mags has short peroxide blonde. like
Who?
white hair.
Who went on? Was Jagger walking with? Was that Kate?
Kate.
Okay,
They're
Kate
the ones
and
that
her.
went driving around with the news crew saying they were going to find her in Reno.
Yeah, Kate.
See, Retro, that's my point. We don't know. If it would be so easy to confirm, Marie, she's 16. She's going to be 17 tomorrow. It would be so easy to confirm if the perfume was bought after the fact. If we know that there was perfume in the car that was hers, and was there perfume found in the car? Because if there was no perfume found in the car, that means they took the perfume out. So if they took the perfume out, that makes a big difference if the tow truck driver is for real. But here's my other question. If they say, okay, and you have to be weight down to sink, so if her body is bloated, she would be float. Thank you. Tinker, you just confirm what I'm saying. See, I did think it was an accident. I really did until today.
That's what I think.
Saying, if you know anything,
That's it. It was Ronnie and Anime. You figured it out, Trickery.
give it to me. The FBI
Yes.
wants me to go through the evidence. You know, yeah, no. And who else said that? There was another person that said exactly the same thing. Sammy.
Yeah, Sammy.
Yeah. So you got two people saying, oh, yeah, we're working with the cops closely. It's my job to go through the evidence. So bring it here and let us go through it, and we'll forward, the information to the cops. And then you've got Angela that comes out and says, well, we've heard that there is an adult in town who is encouraging kids not to come forward.
Yes, Brandon, I showed that earlier. It was. Jack Attack. It's called a joke. You never hear it?
So is that person Sammy? Is she when she takes the kids over into the van, is she saying, I warned you to keep your mouth shut. You better keep it shut. If nobody talks, we get away with this. Nobody gets in trouble.
I kind of think that's giving her too much credit.
Maybe.
But I really think, being that she didn't cry, she had no reaction.
Oh, no, not at all.
I really, truly think that she, from the same thing I said from the very...
Hey, Rachel, she wasn't in the back seat. That's what I'm saying. She wasn't in the back. She was in the hatchback.
very first day. I think I called her up for anybody, and boy, did I get shit for it.
Did you really?
Oh my God, endless. The first day or 2 days,
Yeah.
people were on me like,
Wow.
how could you do that? She's 18, blah, blah, blah. I said, because she's lying. She looks guilty. And then everybody else started piecing stuff together. I was like, see, I'm not crazy. And I just knew something was off with her. But I said, I don't think she actually committed murder.
No.
But she's
I don't
shady.
either.
Something is off.
Yeah. No, I don't think that she was murdered. I think there was a terrible accident, and it's being covered up. And I think they have an adult helping them.
See, I don't know, but the car in neutral, that's major because you don't drive into a lake with a car in neutral.
Well, tell me what you mean. Explain.
Jared said today the car is in neutral. The car was in neutral. And that's why the tires were the way they were and spun the way they did. And that's how she ended up where she did, because the car was in neutral. That's major.
Yeah, if the car's in neutral, somebody pushed that car into the lake.
Exactly. Or the only other option would be she threw it in drive and it only went to neutral. However, she'd still be in the driver's seat if that was the case.
Yeah, yeah.
So that to me speaks volumes. But my other thing is they also said in other videos that people go to the safe space or the pocket in the back or whatever. So she could have easily climbed back there. Now they're changing that. That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it's my opinion. I think they don't believe there's any way that she could have been in that back end area as a normal part of the physics of the car rolling and sinking to the bottom.
No, but it's in water and things, you put something in water and it does float around.
Yeah, but you got to understand, she wouldn't have like 3 feet. It's a from the back, the back of the seat to the door is so small, Laura.
So she wouldn't have gone in there naturally.
No, not likely. Not where she was found.
So then it couldn't be an accident. And there's no way it was an accident.
Okay, so Jared's exact words, he said there's no way they would have put the word murder in the title of their video.
Oh, absolutely.
If they believed it was fully an accident.
But there's no way it was an accident if her car was in neutral and she was all the way in the back. That just doesn't line up as an accident.
Well, no.
And the back window was open.
Yeah, and it does sound like both back windows were open.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah, and then the driver's side window was either broken, which I think it looked like it was broken.
Yeah, it said broken.
Okay, so for windows to be down, the car is going to sink very fast.
Yes.
If the windows are up, then a car's not airtight, but you get at least a couple extra minutes before you're completely submerged and the water begins to come in.
It's just so odd.
It is, and I watch it.
That's another good point. That she was floating. The car was upside down. How'd she end up all the way in the back and staying in the back? Think about that. How would she get in the back in that little hatch when the car was upside down? She wouldn't have. You couldn't unless you were already in there. It just further proves that she was in the hatchback and she never left the hatchback.
And watching the cops press conference,
there was no second body.
I'm just blown away by the reactions of the FBI agent.
When did they have a press conference?
Well, it was August. It's the August 22nd.
Okay. I thought you meant they had one today.
No.
Okay.
So strange. So the looks on their faces, the flush, face flushing red. The dad. You can look at the dad and the stepmother. It's just written all over their face. They don't believe what has been told to them. They don't believe that she drove off into that water. So the dad, the grandfather is a civil engineer, so he would be well trained in the physics of water dynamics.
Okay.
He would fully understand the movement of a mass in the water and how long it would take to go, to sink. And no, they know. So it's just a matter of what happened. And then even in that case, it is, was it an intentional plan of harm, or was it an accident that then there was a cover up? If it involves one of the kids at the party, all I can say is there's a couple of those kids that are so cold and I'm talking about emotionally unaffected that it would be really hard to believe that they weren't. I mean, there's video of Mags and she is devastated.
Yeah, but that could be fake. Susan Smith was devastated too when she killed her kids.
I don't know. That one video of Mags, it looks like she's having a pretty profound emotional, relaxation. But then the one girl, standing at the microphone going, yeehaw, yay, yah, like it's a pep rally, was just bizarre.
Yeah, but you know what's even funnier? And you should know this. I mean, I know you know this, that the ones that speak the loudest or cry the most are usually the guilty ones. She could be crying because she just threw her best friend into the ocean. I mean, into the water. I always say ocean, but into the lake.
It could be guilt. It could definitely be guilt. But what is so disarming to me is the cold, the interview where she's talking, oh, she's so beautiful. She has such a beautiful voice and she sings. She loves the water and my goodness gracious. Wow, it's so strange.
It's so fake.
Yeah. I have literally not talked to one person that watched it and said, no, it's perfectly normal.
Oh, I have.
There are people that believe that it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Lots of them.
Oh, I can't see it. I can't see it. If they're claiming that that there's nothing unusual, that's just that fake virtue.
There are.
Yeah.
Believe me, there are.
Yeah. So, but
all right, I'll let you get back to your live. I got to give these kids dinner.
Absolutely. It was good talking to you.
So you see what I'm saying, though? It just it's just, I don't know. I think Susan Smith, I mean, I think all these people that are so upset over something, they're not really upset. They just killed whoever and they're crying like little babies. Now, one thing I want to point out, hold on. I know you guys give a lot of money to AWP, but don't forget this channel is based on donations too. I know I'm not saving families, but donations are appreciated too. Jagger. Okay. Well, that doesn't have it. Keeps pulling out Mick Jagger. All right.
Don't like do anything stupid. 10:30. She responded to what I was saying and just said, "Oh, I'm sorry that you're going through that."
Okay, now, you think he has more than one hat? Probably. Think he has a hat that may have the white SF on it? Possibly. Yes, Kylie's birthday is tomorrow. Thank you, Dave. Anyone else want to jump on that super sticker train? You go right ahead. Because, again, donations are appreciated. He did call everything staged.
And that was the last time I heard from her.
The day of the party, I hung out with her. We made creme brulee. She was, I mean, everything's normal. I don't think she ran later. I mean, I would have noticed if something was slightly off.
I definitely feel like that.
Now, you see this girl from far away. You don't think that's Kylie? You don't know either one of them and you just see a picture? You could think it's Kylie. Thank you, Margaret. She's got the same hair, same kind of look. She could totally look like Laura. Getting to the truth is saving families. Thank you, Kaz. But you see what I'm saying? No, a tow truck driver could say it looks like her.
But in this current situation, that she's safe. I don't know where she is. We don't have anything to go off of at this point, but I fully believe that she's alive and well, and I fully believe that the two of us, three of us, or other people are going to bring her home safe.
I don't know. Watching this again, I think he looks guilty as fuck. I'm just saying. I do. I think he looks guilty as fuck. These don't seem like teenagers that lost their best friend, ex-girlfriend. It just doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it's me. It just doesn't.
At 10:30, she responded to what I was saying and just said, "Oh, I'm sorry that you're going through that." And that was the last time I heard from her.
The day of the party, I hung out with her. We made creme brulee. She was, I mean, everything's normal. I don't think she ran later. I mean, I would have noticed it.
Like, why are they pointing to suicide? And that's what she's kind of pointing at, is suicide. If he's a fan, he has several SF hats. That's what I'm thinking too. It's in the video. They say it. They say that the tow truck driver says that he's wearing an SF hat, a black hat with a white emblem that says SF, and he's got hair coming out of it. Well, that's Jagger. That explains Jagger. Granted, it could look like others. No, it's like a tie-dye, because you'd see on the arms are the same as the front. But I see what you're saying.
There's something slightly off.
I definitely feel like that in this current situation that she's safe. I don't know where she is.
Notice he smiles when he said safe. You see that? He kind of gets a smirk when he says, I know she's safe.
We don't have anything to go off of at this.
You see that? It's kind of like a smirk. Look.
Off of at this point, but
like now he's about to get a smirk.
I fully believe that she's alive and well, and I fully believe that the two of us, three of us, or other people are going to bring her home safe.
I don't know. It's just weird to me. I always try to think of Shane Carey when things like this happen. And I agree with you. And I always thought he was innocent, but I don't know. I know they're really pointing towards suicide. It's not suicide. There were not two bodies in the vehicle. Show me where he said that. Give me a timestamp of when he said that. There weren't two bodies, I know. Not a plot twist. Give me a timestamp, Bobby. Jagger did say he went to search for her on Saturday. Jacob from AWP said the roadside assist guy and his girlfriend confirmed it was Saturday that he was called out to help them. Yes. Yeah, I think he's talking about two bodies in the car. Her kid recently come. Oh, you sent it to me on Twitter? All right, hold on. I'm not sure what I'm looking at. The other items fell to the roof. Took from the video, not photoshopped. I am not sure what I'm looking at. And I'm on a big screen. Thank you, Allie writes. I just saw your message. Jagger has a couple moles on his cheek. I think it is. They're all awkward, though. Every single one of them are awkward. I was looking at a picture somebody sent me. Oh, no, sweet Carolyn, she was joking. I knew she was joking. Jagger supposedly came from Napa. You say, for example, we found Judd Hall. See, that's another thing. We don't know when the guy reported it. We really don't know. No, it's okay. Sweet cat, it's totally okay. I get it. Yeah, Jagger has a mole on his cheek. Heather, sorry, it was an accident. That would mean think Ellie is lying. I don't know who's lying. I truly do not know who's lying anymore. Yeah, but most teenagers would cry. None of these kids are crying. None of these kids are upset. It's weird. It's already been done, Elle. Todu's gives for not starting. I think it was really dead battery and he gave them a jump. That's what I'm saying. I can't imagine not crying. Yeah, he's building a house in Tennessee. That's his alibi. 11 a.m. it happened. He reported to AWP. Yeah, but all right, I'm going to show you guys something. Hold on. Hang on a second. I'm going to show you guys something.
Counts of murder. Police say Smith admitted killing.
No. Oh. Hold on. I can't find the original interview. You know, it's one of those things you've seen 1,500 times, and then when you try to find it, you can't. It's one of those. I can't find it.
Susan Smith 14 months.
And her vehicle with her son.
Okay.
I know right here what the truth is. I can I can see from their side why they have to do the things they have to do. But the Lord and myself both know the truth. I did not have anything to do with the abduction of my children.
She's even looking in the camera. This woman seatbelted her 2 kids in a car and drowned them. But what's interesting is this car wasn't even going fast, and look how it's turning over. It's not even halfway in the water, and it's already flipping. And that car went in slowly. You see what I'm saying, though? Look how that car is going in. That didn't even float. I mean, that's just started flipping over immediately. Which makes you wonder, how did Kylie go in? No, she's not out yet. No, free people. I'm getting off soon. But looking at this car, it even further proves what I was saying. If the car went down like this, okay, there's no way she could have swam into the hatchback. There's just no way. There's absolutely no way she would have been able to swim that and then end up in the back. Impossible. She had to have been there originally. There's no other option. There's just no other choice. She would have had to crawl. She couldn't have swam it. It's impossible. You can't get off till I solve this. I'm telling you, it's solved. There's no way. Let me pull up. Hold on. Let me look for something. Let me see if I can find something. Oh, let's see.
Watch this.
These are too shallow. Those are model cars. Yeah, I'm trying to find videos of cars going in water. All right. All right. Look at this. Similar to a CRV. You're going down. Remember, windows are open. Your nose is going down first. There's no way that she was able to swim against gravity, swim against the opposite direction, against the flow of water and the way the car is going, and go down to the hatch. There's no way. Absolutely no way, no how. Impossible. The force of water, thank you. Against the engine weight, that she's going to swim back and go to the bottom of the hatch. There's just no way. Well, Maga showed where she could have fit through it if she went through the middle. 5150, 15 minutes of fame. I've seen it over and over and over and over. We heard so many lies in this case alone. Then I go back to Chris Watts with all the lies in there. Yeah, people just want 15 minutes of fame. Oh, this is an older CRV model? No, she was found in the hatch of the car. But even if she did try Lady R, she probably would have landed in the back seat. She wouldn't have landed in the hatch. Okay, 17 on Zab Girl. Male has been ID. No, they're talking about the tow truck driver, not in the car. Would climbing make it sink faster? That I don't know. Feet were on side door. Well, that's what we heard yesterday. But is that what Jared said? I didn't listen to the whole thing. The windows were down. She could have gone. Feet were on back hatch window. Well, that's what Matt said yesterday. Matt told us yesterday that that's on last night's video. That her feet. But I didn't watch Jared today. Climb out of driver's side into the back seat, then into the cargo chase in the air. But her car filled up very fast. Yes, Bobby, that's talking about the tow truck. That's talking about the guy that was in the tow truck. RKM, I agree with that. There's no air with an open window. Exactly. Oh, no, I agree with you, Jack Attacker. I absolutely agree with that. You're 100% right. That's how things get rumored. That's how people run with stuff. Bobby, not saying you, but he's right, though. That's how so much misinformation gets spread. It really does. Okay. Yes, like I said, I haven't listened to all of Jared's today. I only listened to bits and pieces. So I'll play it, but I only heard bits and pieces. So I didn't know if he confirmed what Matt had said or didn't confirm. That I didn't know yet. But looking at the way this goes in, windows down, there's no way she swam in the back. There's just no way. Oh, so before I go to the video, let me show you this. For those of you that came in late, this is the back of a 2013 Honda CRV. This is the back. This is where she was in the hatch. Most people can fit back there. She wouldn't have been able to squeeze through here, but she definitely could have came through the middle. However, big however, in the dark where she wouldn't be able to see, I don't believe as a car is sinking nose first, like the one we just saw, she would be able to fight gravity like that. I just don't see that. Well, she's not little. She's 5'7". Hey, Joseph, she's 5'7". So she's not that small. She's very skinny, but there's plenty of room in the middle where she could get through. But again, she would have to hold her breath and basically swim with water coming through because there was water automatically. She could have swam out the window, but instead she swam in back here and held her breath long enough to go down. It just doesn't add up. It really just doesn't add up. Nobody knows if a sunroof was open. They didn't say anything about the sunroof. AWP said nothing about a sunroof. Yeah, they didn't say, they hadn't said anything. Yeah, but Janelle, she wouldn't have had that because the car was all, the car was full. I don't believe she could have got the seats down only because it would have filled with water and the seats were up. So I don't know. I don't think so. Top looked more like a big dent. Hard to tell, though. Really hard to tell. All right, so let me get to what I was getting at. All right.
Exactly.
Mute.
Oh,
All right, now.
and Ryan as well. You know, I mean, you definitely sent us over a lot of new subscribers, and you know, your guys' support in all this. So thank you to everyone and all the viewers. Just real quick, I just want to jump on here. You know, as we're just going through everything, like the next 48 hours is going to be a madhouse because, as you know, the members only videos out. We have a lot of people that are scalping it already, and you've been very respectful to it and showing screenshots, not a problem. But we have some people that are straight up doing live streams, showing the whole video. So we're just like, I just wanted to. I saw that Ryan jumped on here as well. The one we never said hello. So Ryan,
how's it going, man?
Yeah, we definitely need to connect. You know, we had somebody that was claiming to be your manager. I don't know if it was real or not, but yeah,
Brandon Luce.
Yeah, he never responded back to me. So let's. I did respond to him with my direct phone number. So make sure that you give me a call. And let's just you and I have a chat offline for sure. We don't need to discuss anything online.
100%.
As far as the different depths, real quick, for what you guys were talking about, you know, 10 feet versus 14 feet. You know, at the back of the vehicle versus the front of the vehicle, you are on a hillside, so you can get different readings there, as well as on sonar as it's hitting different portions of the car as the car is slanted. Some portions of it, you know, at ground level is going to be 14 feet at the lower portion, whereas 10 feet, you know, as you're coming up the hillside. And then when you're directly over the vehicle, you know, now it's going to pick up that distance of, you know, it's 5-6 feet. So now you're only going to get a read in 7 feet, 7 to 10 feet or so. So you will see different readings on the sonar as we're going over it. There's a lot more that we have cut out of the video. If certain things do happen, I'll just announce it right here. We have 2 other videos to be released if certain things do take place. And it's just going to be a whole, I mean, nobody knew this footage even existed from the tow truck driver, but we have the full uncut, raw, complete interview with him, as well as his girlfriend, who is a nurse. You know, they are credible, stand-up people. They tracked us down. It was, you know, the rolling billboard of AWP, and just seeing us pulling off of the.
Okay, so clue number 1. They didn't go to the police originally. They didn't speak to the police originally. They never thought to bring it to the police originally, but they tracked down AWP? Come on. That's fishy to me. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's fishy to me. Why would you track down AWP instead of going to the police originally? Think about it. Why?
The interstate at Best Buy that first night that we got in town, we didn't track them down. It was just they saw us, just a chance encounter, and they tracked us down, and we had the interview with them. Wow. Which is why we ended up over there at Boca instead of over at Prosser to begin with.
That's weird to me. If you have information like this, then you go to a police officer. You don't wait for AWP to get there. It seems to me that they didn't even contact the police until AWP got there.
Had we ended up on Prosser based on...
Yeah, but he didn't go to the police till after he tracked down AWP? Or am I wrong? Oh, as soon as they noticed her missing, they did. Okay, then I'm wrong.
On our normal search and the way that we do things of where were they last seen, what was last cell phone ping, we would have been right there, and we would have, you know, on day 1 versus day 2. So,
Jared, are you saying that the reason that you went to a Boca first is because of the tow truck guy, or
yeah.
like a?
Because we always go off of last known location, and so
yeah.
I don't know why that was so liberating, but okay.
We have no doubt in trusting him because of his presence, his girlfriend, and that the same story was told 3 times. It was, you know, it was from memory. It wasn't like I'm making this up on the spot. And so very credible, which gives us a new last known location.
Oh my gosh.
In this as well. And I don't know, I can't remember.
But it wasn't her last known location. Her last known location would have been where her phone was, right? I mean, that to me is her last known location.
If we showed it on video or not, but we did make an immediate phone call to the detectives as well to verify this. Now, the thing is that you have multiple, you know, people taking these tips, you know, from 2 different counties and 18 different agencies. And so while the detective that we made contact with immediately on the spot, while Nick, the tow truck driver, is there with us that night, that detective that we spoke to had never heard this, you know, this confession, this story before. But that doesn't mean that it wasn't recorded somewhere else. Remember, what was there, like 1,500 or 2,000 tips that came in, and they have to filter through all of them. So
exactly,
you know, so we cannot sit here and say, well, this is completely made up story, and you know, who was this guy just out of the blue, and there's gonna be so many, you know, conspiracy theories, as you know, as to this. You know, coming back to the, you know, the car and floating, and if somebody's involved or not. Like I said, if somebody is, we have the entire interview, which will just be like, you're gonna be blown away with that one, as well as the full interaction with dad and grandpa, you know, right there at Lakeside versus what we cut down. We hope it's not true. We hope there's nothing more than an accident, but we don't know. At this point, we're all speculating as to what's presented before us right now. You know, in questioning whether now that it's out, you know, and you see that Nick in the video that we put out to members today, you know, we can now confirm, we can put it out there publicly. Yes, she was in the back of the car. Now, the question my wife came to me is, for me, the back is the back, you know, but my wife, you know, said, what part of the back? Well, she wasn't in the back seat. She was in the back. Okay. And so now when you start breaking this down, again, just speculation, even though she is a small gal, you only have so much space.
A little space.
You also have that this car is not sinking in the same way that a car with the windows up are going to sink, which would be a 2 to 10 minute float. And then the car, you know, drops down. You have plenty of, you know, air in there that's going to give you time to think about how you're going to escape with putting windows down versus a window that is down, which now you have nothing trapping the air, which means the vehicle is going to go under much quicker and not.
What's the time? Jared,
by the way, that's
us?
a really cool video you put out that shows people how to get out of cars, bro. I watched that, and dude, I will never forget that knowledge.
It's very helpful. I agree.
Yeah, that's awesome. 20 to 30 seconds. You know, if the window's open, the car does not have long, so you don't have much time to react at all. You're not going to get doors open. You know, at the moment you end up with 4 inches of water pressure against the door, that door is not coming open.
Don't you have to wait till it sets all the way on the bottom and actually sets before you open the door?
Yeah, the entire vehicle has to be full of water, and and now you have to hold your breath for you have to be able to be in the very top corner taking that last breath.
That's what I'm saying. They would not be able to move. She would not be able to swim to the back. There's just no way. That's my point. She would not be able to swim to the back. She would have had like 20 seconds. Literally 20 seconds is what he just said. So how is she swimming to the back and then going under? There's no way. Andrea, excellent point. A lot of us already wrote this off as an accident. AWP coming out really gave everyone a different set of eyes and ears. It's clear AWP probably thinks the death is no accident. I totally agree with that.
Hold your breath for 2 minutes. Dude, listen, I can only hold my breath for like 20 seconds. So for me, if I relied on waiting for a car to completely fill with water and escape, I would not make not make it out.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of that, Jared, yesterday when we played some videos, and one of the things was wait till the water for the buoyancy.
Yes, but all water would have thrown in. She would have had water flown in. The windows were open. One window was busted out, and one window had both back windows, or one back window was halfway down. Water filled up instantly.
Sea level, and everyone's like, no, AWP says do not do that. Don't wait.
We'll say same thing with the headrest. How many headrests don't even come off, or what if the top of the car is smashed, or we've even taken the headrest and tried to the headrest.
Jack Attacker, you really aren't that silly, right? You really aren't that silly. What do you mean? Why wouldn't they put her in the back? Where do you think they put bodies? They put them in a trunk or a hatchback. That's pretty common. Hey, Tiff.
As well as another tip is, grab your visor and break it off. Well, first of all, it's really difficult to get the visor off. We showed it in the videos, as well as using it and just trying.
Okay, trolls, you guys don't pay me enough to sit here and argue with you, so I'm just ignoring all you trolls, like for real. Unless you start paying me, I'm not even acknowledging you.
You get out the window. Don't rely on that. I mean, you do need to get yourself, an emergency, window breaker tool. I'm not here to sell them. We don't even have them on the website yet right now. And the reason for that is we have a unscrupulous competitor that actually has them off of the line right now. We're going through litigation with them. So we're going to end up having them back online, and we're going through that. We have a meeting with a Shopify litigation team on.
I didn't say I was blocking you. I just said I wasn't acknowledging you.
Right. But this has been an ongoing thing with him. He's a terrible guy.
Wow.
In the end, but in the end, one of the things you'll see, I won't state who he is. I won't say his name or his company. In the same way that we're still, even those people that we dislike and hate, or those that we protect at times, we just simply don't throw people under the bus.
Yeah,
hey, Jared, can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
First of all, you're awesome. And would you be able to comment on the verification of the tow truck driver dash cam at all?
So the footage of that one was locked up by his company.
Okay. That's what I was saying earlier when this started, that he verified it, but he didn't verify it because he has not seen anything. So because he hasn't seen anything, he can't specifically say that it was confirmed.
And so the moment that it was made known that this might be a part of something, they just locked it down. He does not, because it's not his company. It wasn't his. He doesn't own the truck. It's now in the database cloud somewhere. But everybody is aware of that, and the law enforcement is following up on that. So we do not have it. He does not have it.
Okay, so
but what I
need a warrant to get it.
What I can say and touch on this is that, and this will be in our full released unedited interview if it goes this direction. But let me just say it here, is that Nick thought that this was so odd that once he was done with the call, he pulled down the road, pulled over, called his girlfriend, and he told her what had happened. So this is where we now have her story, and she was there as well. That you didn't see her on camera at that moment in time, but we do have her.
And let me just say, the girl that said that she gave Brian Laundrie a ride called her mom because it was so weird. I never believed her. There was never any proof that she was real. And that's how I feel like about this tow truck driver until someone shows me otherwise.
Her on camera as well, that she collaborates his story as to he was there and how odd this was. And she remembers the day because it was her dad's birthday, so she does not forget that it was.
This sounds just like the Brian Laundrie stories. It really does.
Was Saturday.
Oh my God.
Can you give us more description of it then?
Now, but again, I mean, I don't know Nick from, anybody. I don't have any reason.
Yeah, they block Cake Boo
to, discredit or think otherwise. And don't say, don't hold this, as the golden, the golden law here. As 100% truth, as 100% truth or fact. I don't know, until more information comes out or something happens that can collaborate and verify this. We're just saying what has been passed on to us. And so, we, in the edit, you saw we were very, respectful, blurred out certain things, and we left out a lot to not point fingers, not to speculate, but to simply bring more information out there to release our video because, as you guys know, there was whether it was a fake account or whether it was a real account, we started to get thrown under the bus, and we just let the video, speak for itself. That's what we did.
Exactly, and that's what I told everybody. Scammed a million times. AWP is lying. I'm like,
because I was like, at first it was about to Kylie and whether people piece this together. We adore you, Jerry. Guys, we felt really bad about it, and you probably.
It is what it is. So, in the end, the truth comes out, and we are who we are. In the end, we're here to do, move on to the next one. The vehicle is in move.
Does he give you more of a description to where you guys know who it might be?
It is. I mean, I think that everybody's already speculating, in any additional information that I would provide. So, I have to be careful in what it is that we do say and what we put out there for certain reasons. So, we put out what we can at this moment in time, and like I said, we will put out.
Your experience, if you had to guess, would you guess that there's foul play involved in this one?
I'm just going. I'll say this: I would not have put that in our title if we thought it was nothing more than an accident. It's open for interpretation, speculation at this point. There's an entire other theory that it would blow your mind if I even told you, based upon additional. Even just going with let's see, without giving away too much, without me saying anything really. If you think about the two people that are moving around the vehicle, there could be more to that story.
He's talking without talking because he knows he.
That's what Jules was saying.
Oh my God.
It's something that even in my conversation, if I have private conversation with Ryan later on, will be a private conversation. I'm not even going to tell you. Right. I mean, because
I don't blame you.
Their own conclusion at this point as to potential, but none of us want to be in a situation where it's defamation.
Exactly.
If it's not true.
Right.
We hope that it's not. But if it is, then justice will be served. Appropriately.
And I'm pretty sure that he's talking about Jagger, but he's talking about how they were, around the car. They were looking for the other car. They were not standing next to each other. If it's true.
Was Nick able to, sorry, I just have one more question. Was Nick able to look at a picture of Kylie and say, this is the girl that I saw, or was it more based off of the vehicle matched the description of her vehicle?
Right now, I'm still gathering some information based upon what I just hinted to you right now.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm gathering more information on that one. As far as who the male may be, I'm going to say that it was a
Brayden, I know that was never an issue.
Positive match.
Yeah, got it.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my God.
You say male?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, because remember he said that this girl was with a male with the SF.
Yeah, Bobby, they're talking about the car. Has nothing to do with after it was found. It's exactly what I told you earlier.
Black cap on.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that's what he's talking about.
See, but here's my other thing. Here's the other thing. Thank you, Louise. It's not a birthday yet. She's in California, but thank you so much. And anybody else wants super chat, like I said, this channel is based on donations, so all your donations definitely help. Let's do a super sticker train for Kylie's birthday, if we're still on, because it's only 11:16 here. But how does he know that it's confirmed if he never saw the video? That's my only question there. If it's confirmed, then how did he not see the video? That's the only way he can confirm it, is if he actually saw the video. But it has nothing to do with Nick. That it has nothing to do. We're talking about the tow truck guy. There's no way he can confirm that unless he actually saw it.
Oh my gosh. So how we're praying for Nick, Jared, too, because we know that was his first, or we're assuming that's his first body. How's he holding up?
It was he's actually holding up pretty good. You know, we debriefed again yesterday, and had another conversation about it. And your first one, is always the hard. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say that. Your first one is not always the hardest. Each and every one of them, even though, we didn't know Kylie, we've connected with the story. We're fathers ourselves. We're brothers. We're uncles. It used to really upset me when people, troll me and like, oh, you're just, nothing that we've ever done is what you saw a lot from me in the very beginning as well. And so the more I go and I do more of these, I almost feel bad.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's saying that they confirmed that it was this person. But if you confirmed it was that person, then you would have been able to confirm that the video was real and that everything the guy is saying is real. But he's not doing that. He can't say that because they haven't seen the video. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Jared implied that Kylie and some guy was in the back of the car before and was making out. Then he said he believed he got out. Yeah, but they wouldn't be in the hatch. They'd be in the back seat, not in the hatchback. Yeah, the story came from the truck driver.
How's he holding up?
It was without giving away too much, and without me saying anything really. If you think about the two people that are moving around the vehicle, there could be more.
Okay, the two people moving around the vehicle, he's talking about the tow truck guy. He's not talking about anyone making out. He's talking about the tow truck guy because of what the tow truck guy said.
More to that story.
He's talking without talking because he knows he
oh my God.
It's something that even in my conversation, if I have private conversation with Ryan later on, will be a private conversation. I'm not even going to tell you. Right. I mean, because everybody needs to come to their own conclusion at this point as to potential, but none of us want to be in a situation where it's defamation.
Exactly.
If it's not true. Right. We hope that it's not. But if it is, then justice will be served. Appropriately.
Was Nick able to, sorry, I just have one more question. Was Nick able to say, look at a picture of Kylie and say, this is the girl that I saw, or was it more based off of the vehicle matched the description of her vehicle?
Right now, I'm still gathering some information based upon what I just hinted to you right now.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm gathering more information on that one. As far as who the male may be, I'm going to say that it was a positive match.
Yeah, got
without
it.
saying.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my God.
You say male?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, because remember he said that the girl was with a male with the SF black cap on.
Oh my God.
I'm lost here because this makes no sense. Yeah, people are confusing Nick the diver and Nick the other guy. But this is making no sense. Let me explain how this is making absolutely no sense. He's saying it's a positive ID. Who is the positive ID from? Where is this positive ID? Who gave this positive ID? There's no positive ID. And if there's a positive ID, then why aren't they saying that it's confirmed that it's the video. He didn't see the video. He's already said he hasn't seen the video. So positive ID, how? How do you get a positive ID if you've never seen a video? I wish these people asked the right questions. But the video is locked. Nobody's seen the video. So how do you get who claimed there's a positive ID? And if it's a positive ID, then it's not defamation. You guys can hear me. It's a positive ID. This doesn't make any sense at all.
So yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Oh my gosh. So how we're praying for Nick, Jared, too, because we know that was his first, or we're assuming that.
Probably 60-70% of the cases that we have solved to come be a part of the memorial, and we turn every single one of them down. And the reason for it is that is not our day to come and be the showman and hey, we were the heroes in this to solve this for you. This is your special day with your family too.
But I'm glad that you said that and that you're making it very clear. We have a lot of respect for you here, and chat, obviously, they're just like.
To date, we have only ever once received a reward, and we split that evenly among the team members, and that way they can do
and anybody who hears this within the sound of my voice who supports him after everything he's done, especially
to cover funeral expenses, which is usually in 5. So when the news came out of the past, as you've seen the backlash that we receive, and they say no good deed goes undone, remembered and to possibly solve this, and that's why we're quiet about it. Sometimes law enforcement knows about it, sometimes they don't. We do everything by the book as far as we don't trespass. We'll always get appropriate place where they could have gone off the road, and 99 point do something good to bring awareness and to solve the down on them, because they solve the coals. It's not my problem. It's not on my shoulders, because I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing regardless.
So Jared, what about they have a question. They have a question in chat, and I think it's important. I don't know if you can answer it or not. Do you think that you could tell us if her phone was found in the vehicle?
That one I actually have no idea. I have not heard anything, so I'm not sugarcoating it. I can't say.
Email, whatever we talk about. All you other ladies in here.
Working more cases that are going on right now, or even maybe helping with law enforcement programs or anything?
I don't want to.
Or you're not that
family can find us in the same way that, the family before found us. That we've said, even if we had unlimited funding, we feel like so. We have gone into the FBI headquarters, and we have who we are. We have our track record continues to get better and better. And I don't to pulling out a ton of cars, because I contacted Doug, and Doug said, yeah, we have this tow company. Well, however many cars you find this year, we'll do it. It's 25. We will not charge you for it.
I was in that.
Help you out. So
I was in your that live where you found that body. And
to do it, but now it became, it's too close to the holidays. Even though we said that the water and everything is perfect, I'm sorry, we just want to go spend time with our families, and so pissed me off. I spent time with everything helps add along the way. That in the beginning, as you mentioned that my story. I was sleeping in the back of the car. Didn't even own a dye tank of my own, begging for air. And now I have 2 trailers, the food, the fuel.
Okay, this is what I was talking about. I'm 30 minutes in. And the video is only 42 minutes. We've learned almost nothing. I don't see all this information that he gave. I really don't. So if someone could show me, there's only 10 minutes left. And I do not hear anything that's wowed me yet.
For this case, I think so many more people are just like, this is scary. We don't want this to happen to our kids, our family members, ourselves. And we need a glass breaker that works. And we've seen
intentional, or it was an accident. Of the 50% that we've seen, they did end up trying to escape as the vehicle is finding that bubble of air. And I mean, I wish I could just show. Like what's going through my head right now is what is what's his name now? Thomas Thornton. Thomas Thornton, he was a veteran, onset of dementia, straight dead end road.
I know, I bought that membership today. I saw it.
And he was fighting for his life, that he could not get out the side doors because they had already hit the water. The windows were up. He was able to pop the back latch, but he was not able to get over that last set of back seats to get out because he was too large, and he was just in that position of fighting for his life. And I wish that, what are the odds of somebody going in the water and having to fight for life? I mean, it's very slim, but if you can give yourself or your family an opportunity to, have that chance to escape, because some that have also went in the water in a on purpose scenario, some of them also changed their mind.
Keep this in mind and try designing something in the car that you could get the seat down.
Automatically lower the windows. It's just not out there yet for that product, but this company does have the patent.
That again?
So when you're right side up and you hit the water and it senses that you're in water, it will lower the windows, all the windows immediately.
Wow, that would be
Now,
awesome. Okay.
if the vehicle is upside down, you don't want the windows to be lowered because now the water is going to rush in immediately
And push you up.
Oh,
So the vehicle will right itself for a moment, that
can you explain that? Like which way?
in the wheels where there's still air in the back of the car or wherever it's
I'm not saying they didn't give valuable information. I'm saying on the actual case.
trapped, it's going to, have well, the windows are broken out, and I think there's only one that wasn't broken. Well, that was because the vehicle was flipped back over while it was underwater to then pull it out. Whereas, those of you who've seen the members only video, you'll see that, most of all the windows were up and intact at that moment in time when it was underwater. Well, anyway, hey,
I have a question for you before you go real quick.
Yep.
I want to get this clarified for chat and everything. The type of equipment and everything that you guys use, what separates you from what long?
You take a bass fisherman that wins up. Now, you'll see little boats. Like, I think that turn it and flip it, and I'll tell you, in 3 seconds, exactly what this is. If it's upside down, if
It's just blobs on
over that area, you come back, you find them. Do you offer any type of, advice, experience, any type of thing?
Debrief?
He was in charge of it. They had multi-million-dollar, equipment and boats, and they had Coast Guard up there and their county and their state. And we come in less than 20 minutes, we find her, and I think it'd been like 5 months at that point that she'd been missing, and they've been over that same area multiple times. And so, even coming into this one, the sergeant said, if you find her, it's really going to affect my ego. And I get it. I don't want to crush anybody's ego. And I am scared to death that I'm going to miss something. I am scared to death that somebody's going to come in behind me and solve something that I looked the family in the eye and I said, I cleared this. You don't have to worry about it. You can look somewhere else and focus your time and energy and efforts. So I get up 100%,
on the Jalissa case
area, what we ended up uncovering and what we did not find.
There was nothing. He didn't say anything. He gave a lot of information. Thank you, Tony, but not what I was looking for. So I was right originally. But let me give you guys that link. Okay. We started out good. What happened? Trolls blew out the smoke. No, I'm just saying that, there was just, I don't know. I thought there was going to be more information. Everyone's telling me, oh, there's so much information about the case, and he talks so much. He doesn't say anything. I don't know. I just don't find he really said anything. Yeah, the passenger window was broke when the diver got there. When Nick went down there, the passenger side was broken. We knew that already. That was from the video. See, but I thought that they said that they give back the reward money to the family. I guess not. Windows broken. No, the windows did not break when the windows did not break when it was flipped. Oh, you mean flipped naturally? Oh, and I understand he can only say so much. I totally get that. Oh, did I give you guys the link? Let me drop it again. See, but what I don't understand, thank you so much, Marissa. Guys, this channel survives on donations, so I want to thank you guys for your donations and super chat. It really, really helps out a lot. As Anime and Ronnie did it. And if you can't afford, you can always hit that thumbs up because that helps a lot too. I don't know, KB. I just feel like a lot of it's smoke and mirrors, honestly. Yeah, but in the mirror, in the video, okay, in the video that they did, Nick goes down there, first sees the car. He tells you all about the windows. Anything that happened after that doesn't matter. I'm going by just AWP did not flip anything. See, people are so misguided with rumors. They did not touch anything. You have to watch the video. I'm not going to argue with people who didn't watch the original video that they put out. Because if you watch the original video, you would understand and you would see my aggravation. Thank you, Barbie. That's all that matters. Okay. See, there you go, Ari. It gave information to people that didn't see the video. Okay. Gotcha. Now that makes more sense, Ari. So thank you for explaining that. I think Jared came on and basically tell Upchurch to put up or shut up. Also, they never ask for a reward, but will accept if donated. Absolutely. Thank you, Joseph. And thank you, Renee. Give a chugga chugga choo choo. Because the cops in Nevada took over. Yeah, they were not allowed to do anything. They were not allowed to touch anything. They were not allowed to turn over anything. They were not allowed to roll anything. They were not allowed to do any of that. And I've been saying that from jump. That all they were allowed to do was find the car. They can look what's in it, but that's it. First clue now is no. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, because what he does say in this, I don't have the exact timestamp, but he does say in this that from what he sees, the tires were going the way that would show that the car was in neutral. He does say that on that video. Let me drop the link again. There's a link again for anyone that wants to go watch it. I agree 100%. That's exactly why I showed up to begin with. Kylie being in the very back was interesting. Yes. I agree. That's huge. It really is. It's huge. Because, again, she couldn't have gotten there by herself. There's no way. But also understand something. They never said, Cicely. Understand something. I'm myself or any other creator. Nobody is making this stuff up. This came right from them. They have enough experience and they pulled enough cars out of the water that they would know what way tires were turning. So you can argue with people. This is why creators usually don't answer you, because you can argue with me all day long, but I don't know shit about being in cars and cars underwater, but they're the experts. So if they say that a car is rolling forward, if the tires are rolling forward, that means that they are that the car's in neutral. I'm going to believe them. So you can argue with me all day long, but it's a pointless argument. I don't know, because what they said about that desert, if you watch the beginning of the video, Nick was so new, and Nick was so new, and this was his first body, that there were a lot of little things that he didn't look out for where someone like Doug would have. So that, and all that's in the original video. And Nick says that in the video. The investigation is still ongoing, correct? She was alive and trying to escape, Laura. The air pocket would have been in the back. Here's the problem, though. There wouldn't be an air pocket. Oh, Tiffany, you weren't here earlier. Let me explain. Let me go back to the car. Okay. This is a 2013 Honda CRV. Here is, she would have had enough room to come here to cross. She wouldn't have had enough room to do it here, but as skinny as she was, she probably could have jumped over here. The 2 windows were open. That water would have rushed in immediately. She wouldn't have had time. So she most likely would have gone down almost immediately head first. What's misinformation? She would have immediately gone down head first. So the car, no seatbelt, odds are her car looked like most likely a car went like that. Yes, 2 windows were down or half down. And 1 window was out. We don't know when that window blew out. That window could have blew out immediately. That window could have blown out prior. That window could have been broken and somebody smashed it with a baseball bat. We have no idea. Or that window could have been up and then hit the glass. Now, did she notice there was glass? Yeah, but it wasn't in the back. Maybe the back seat, but not the hatch. No, she was in the hatchback. She was in the hatchback. That's what they're saying. Nick made that very clear today, that she wasn't in the back seat. She was in the hatchback. One juror matters. That point is moot, because whether the seats lay down or not has nothing to do with how she was found. So what I'm saying is that if she technically, if she went down nose first, she wouldn't have been able to swim to the back. She wouldn't have been able to swim all the way, because the car would have filled up very quickly. So she wouldn't have been able to swim all the way to the back and then landed in the hatchback. It just wouldn't happen. That was my whole point. So if you think about bodies in water, I think she was placed in the back the whole time. Body can't float around with what you call it? Body can't float around while it's upside down is absolutely correct. %100% correct. She's not going to stay in one spot if the car is flipping. Yeah, but she wouldn't. That's a pretty tight back. Like, that's a seriously tight back. I mean, look at that again. Hold on. That's a pretty tight back. She would have been able to fit, but she wouldn't have had room. That's what I said, Tiffany. You will float to the surface unless you hold your breath, which is why I said there's no way that she held her breath going against the grain and it landed all the way in the hatchback. It just couldn't happen. There's no way that can happen. There's just not logic in it. Hey, Snoopy, there's just not logic in it. you would float towards the floorboard. It depends how fast you went upside down. Yeah, conspiracy, if you look, that's pretty decent amount of room. I mean, I could flip over that. A body will sink until it's bloated. Only float if air in the lungs. But she didn't float up. She was found in the hatchback part. She never left the hatchback part. How does anyone figure you would float? You don't float to the floor. You're missing it. Wouldn't only a limb to make to the back, or not the entire body? I don't know. It's not impossible that she made it back here, but odds are she was placed here to begin with and never moved. Because if she was upside down, I don't know. I really don't know. Because I was going to say if she was upside down, then she wouldn't have. Stallion, actually, no. Actually, my best mods are still with me. Thanks, though. You know, sometimes you got to clean out the trash. Well, there you go. So that's what I'm saying. If she was swimming in the back, she would have swam out the window. That's what I'm saying. That I have a hard time believing that if she was driving, if she was in the front, then why would she not just climb out the window? Unless she banged her head and was disoriented or something. They're saying she couldn't get out the window because she couldn't see. And that's possible, but I think you would feel where the water was coming in. At Desert, I totally agree with that. That obviously AWP saw something that was not normal. I absolutely agree with that. They explained it as if her entire body was in the hatch. Exactly. I do think it's unlikely she got back there before she submerged. Maybe if in front and thrown back or floated a bit. I don't know. I think now there's more to the story. Absolutely, there's more to the story. 150% there's more to the story. I totally agree with you. The car turned underwater. Yeah, but we don't know when. We don't know if it was all the way down, if it was halfway down, if it was completely upside down. We don't know. Yeah, but we don't know when it turned upside down. In order for a car to go upside down in water, you have to originally go down nose first, and then it flips. It doesn't automatically just flip. You don't enter a car upside down. You don't know when it flipped upside down. It could have flipped upside down halfway into it. It could have flipped upside down the entire time. You don't know. You have no idea when it flipped upside down. That's why all these people saying, well, we know when this happened. You don't know. You have no idea when it happened. It could have gone nose down for like 5 feet and then flipped. We have no idea. And maybe somebody put her in the back seat. Think about this. Maybe somebody put her in the back seat thinking that it wouldn't flip. Like that's an extra 100 pounds in the back. Maybe if we put 100 pounds in the back, then it won't flip over. Who knows? Exactly. None of us do. I totally agree. That is correct, Dave. But we don't know that yet. Yeah, I don't do rumors. I do speculation. I don't do rumors. They said she had about 30 seconds with windows down. Maybe she got to a fight before she went in the water. It's possible. Believe she got a hold of some drugs at the party. Nobody wants to admit bringing the drug. I don't know. Like some people think there was a parent involved. I don't believe that either. That's true too, Amanda. Good point. I believe she could have fit. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. The car was turned back upside to get it out. Yes, because you have to tow it out. Everyone wish was probably the most information. Bright 16-year-old, the whole life ahead of her, and now it's all gone. Agreed. Stuck on the line of cars leaving at 12:30. Kylie's like, I agree with that too. Yeah, but the problem is, Mindy, now we all have more questions than answers. Totally have more questions than answers. That's the problem. We don't even know if she was drunk. Yeah, I say fetal position because she wasn't sprawled out. She wouldn't have fit. Florence fell down. Yeah, would have kept her in that spot. I agree. But I don't know how long it takes for you to blow up. Yeah, AWP did not remove the car. Maybe they were in a rush. You know, it is possible. I don't think it's likely, but it is possible that original Ellie didn't miss anything and that she wasn't in the car. No, there was water pushing around her. There wasn't a big current, but there's still water pushing. And the water fills up really quickly, even in a lake. Thank you, Dave. I'm trying. Yeah, but I think now it's even more questions than answers because nobody expected the video today. Nobody expected this to take a turn like this. Thank you, Bluebird. Nobody expected it to take a turn like this. It took a drastic turn. No, because your body's not metabolizing. Dr. Latina, I got your card today. Thank you so much. I'm talking about y'all. Oh. No, nobody has said the back seats were down. So yeah, possible feet on one side. He looked at the other side, and it was the front part of her. Where'd you hear that? I didn't hear any of that. Coming news is going to shock us. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They just said some things that were a little off. So we'll see what happens. There hasn't been one, Karmic. There has not been one. Now, here's a conspiracy theory. Who thinks that there's adult involved? A lot of people are saying that there's an adult involved. I don't particularly think so, honestly. Yeah, but I mean, they're 18. They're going to have friends that are 21. You know what I mean? When I was 18, I had friends that are 21. Sage has friends. Sage and Phoenix have friends that are 21. There doesn't have to be an adult. Ronnie's over 21. There you go. Ronnie and Zanime. Let me see how the poll's doing. We got 6%. 6% that say Ronnie and Zanime did it. So 6% have a sense of humor. Who bought the alcohol? Anyone that's over 21 could have. But are his cousins, exactly. "21 is considered an adult." Oh, I agree. But even though 21's an adult, you still kind of think that, is it an adult or are they, I don't know, they're still kids, really. Oh, that's true too, Jack Attacker. You got a point there. Yeah, let me tell you, you could say what you want about Ryan. Man, does he have some loyal followers. If he said jump, they would say how high. His diehards are diehards. I mean, it's almost commendable. I picked it as a joke. He'd say he might shit. They'd probably say with a fork or with a spoon. I mean, they are serious diehards. It's admirable. "22, 23, and 20. That's what I'm saying. I still think they're kids. Thank you, blue-eyed female. Annabelle, nope, not quite. I can if you want me to, but no, I got better things to do. Maybe adult appliance. No, they're saying like one of the kids' parents are like covering up for them or something. No, KB, but some of his followers are real diehards, like diehard. I know, White Lotus. It's unreal. That's why I'm just block and delete. I think she would have been crouched up too. Is Mags and Kylie? What was Mags and Kylie? I don't know. I mean, all right, let me put it like this. Zanime Ron or Mexican? We got facts here. There you go, Cicely. We got the facts here. Here's my thing, though. That AWP, I'm going to word this as best as possible. AWP is very, very respectful. They're very honorable. They put their heart and soul into every single case that they do, and they deserve respect. With that said, you have to believe that they know more than they're even letting on. You have to believe that they truly know more than they can even let out. They may never, ever, ever tell us the truth because it's not our business, basically. But I don't think they're saying these things to sell videos. I really don't. I don't think they're saying these things so people buy their membership. Because if it backfired on them, they would lose everybody. And they need the support. So I don't think this is like a Chris McDonough thing where they're stringing you along. I thought about this, that they're stringing you along just to sell memberships. Because that's what McDonough did. But no, I don't see it like that. I really, truly believe they know more than they'll even possibly could ever let us know. And that's why they're spending time, correcting things, because they can't let it out, but they know it. I really do believe that. I'm not joking. And that's why I think they're going to other places that, are bashing them or, misconstruing stuff or different stuff. I don't know. I just feel like they know. Alex, I didn't lose 15, but thanks. Try again. They might make the video public rather than members only. It's the same reason why anybody does anyone does members. I know, and I've said this on my own too. It's one thing if, as a subscriber, you're not going to understand this, but as a member, you pay for that membership. So you pay for those videos early. You pay for the right to see things early. That's not a bad thing. As a member, it's like a sponsor. You pay for that. And rightfully so, you can pay for that. So I just think it's, people mistake that like, well, we want it public. Well, they're members, people that pay money want to see it too. And they did the nice thing, and they even gave 50% off, which I didn't see this morning, but they even gave 50% off. So people have a way to pay. And again, I said this earlier, and I'm going to say this again. Put this in your heads. They may be free for them, but they're not, they're like crew. That's not free. Their crew, they still have to pay for editing guys. They still got to pay for those RVs they have. They still have to pay for a lot of stuff. And I can assure you the editing guys and everything else is not free. These 20-something-year-old kids are not doing this stuff for free. They have to get paid. They got families. They're definitely not doing it for free. They got to hire these people. I'm sure AWP had money in the bank to start, but yeah, they have insurance. They need insurance on everybody, all the camera equipment. That stuff caught what they started out doing for free. They had to hire a team. Now they got another team. And believe me, those RVs are not cheap, especially when you got a bunch of guys living in them. They have an Amazon list, I believe, for equipment. Like everything that you donate, though, is to equipment. I mean, and living. Thank you, Mindy. Thank you so much. And anyone else can jump on that super sticker train because choo choo. Because I've dealt with a lot of assholes tonight. Really good people. I agree with that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, have you guys seen prices of RVs? They're expensive. And they have lots of equipment. And even if they started a certain way, like, you know, they started out of their own pockets for fun, or they just started a YouTube channel, they have really come a long way. And they have found a lot of people. Make sure you listen to that voice clip I just sent you. Super important. Not now, but after your stream. Thank you, Tiffany. I think LA children may have been at the party. 24 found. No cover-up. I did, Diane. I've had a lot of assholes in tonight. I heard about the sheriff. There was a girl that went along for a ride and he got her pregnant. I've heard about all that. Yeah, they have 2 videos on it. That's what I'm saying. They personally may not be making money. They personally might not take a salary, but I mean, they still have families to feed. They still, no different than us. But on top of it, like my equipment is a couple $1,000s. Their equipment is hundreds of thousands of dollars when you add up everybody. It's not anything new. Reporters, something. I'm sure a sheriff's kid was there. Jared said the cost is $2.2 million a year with his salary. That's a lot of money to depend on YouTube, though. I mean, if you expect to make $2.2 million a year on YouTube, that's a lot. That's putting a lot of pressure on people. Where you going, Carolyn? That he said even 1.2 million. That's a lot of money. What, lady? They make an estimated $585 a year, not including memberships on their website. He said 4 million. Yeah, everybody's saying different numbers. Yeah, see, gas is cheap over here. It's like $3.30 right now. I know, those RVs. Can you imagine? See, but I'm not mad at them for making money. Their equipment is expensive. And I'm telling you, they're paying these guys. Jared said his budget this year was $1.2 million to raise to pay for everything, and that is without him being paid. Well, he's got to pay something. I mean, he's got to get paid something. I mean, he's got a wife and kids to feed. They deserve to make money. I agree. But it's not. They're not doing that. They're doing the exact same thing they've always done. And that's they release a video to members a week prior. They do it all the time. They have families, including children, they have to take care of and provide. Yeah, I totally agree. Looking beyond, I don't know who you're talking to. Guys, if you're having a fight with someone in chat, can you tag them so I don't think it's directed at me? Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They have corporate sponsors. Okay. The video will be made public on Friday. Usually they wait a week, but for this case, they only waited 2 days, which is pretty good because, you know, honestly, ask how many other creators do a YouTube video for members only and then release it a couple of days later. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Most I know, nobody does members videos and releases it early. We need to, but we don't for whatever reason. So they're doing more for members than most. Page more facts will come. I agree. And some never release it. Some keep it behind membership forever. Exactly. That's a good point, Braden. Thank you, Mike. Now I lost 28. All right, cool. And now we're going to say I lost 95. But here's a question. Whether I lost 1, whether I lost 5, whether I lost 100, whether I lost 500, why do you care so much? Like, for real. Why does it matter to you? Because really, I didn't lose many. The ones I lost were replaced. So what's your point? I don't know why you care so much. Geesh. This is like the 5th time someone has come in here. It's probably the same people. But obviously, like, they're intimidated by it or something. I don't know. It's weird. Like, people just can't leave and leave. They have to, like, exactly. Like, who cares? Oh, that's a long story, conspiracy tea. But believe me, take out the trash, replenish with beautiful roses. Believe that. It's exactly right, Braden. Oh, Miss Italy, I don't believe it's real at all. Thank you, Dave. Dave, you're not in membership. Better than Cher stream? Oh, I can't stand her. You Cher, you mean voice of the pipe? Not funny when trolls are in there still believe in nonsense. Oh, it happens all the time, though. Thank you, Tony. I was supposed to make a couple of candles tonight. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Just ordered 2 beautiful candles. And guys, candle website, ENERGIE candles.com. And we have a candle giveaway tomorrow, September 1st, actually today. We got a $100 giveaway. $100 candle giveaway. Oh, the coffee ones? I'm telling you, those smell really good. Let's talk about it. Yeah, but you have to tag people because then people don't know. It smells so good. I am not joking. It really, truly does. It doesn't matter if all Patreon is fluid. People come and go. It's exactly right. Yes, I own a candle company. See, Jack Attacker, that's what I'm saying. If you don't tag people, then you don't know. Then I think everybody's coming at me. The mom is... No, Monica, that post was fake. Fake, 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 fake. The mom has been so silent. Yes, Dave. He was just on Salties a couple of days ago. Large, big... Tony, people are loving the beer one. I have gotten nothing but good feedback. I think Cicely is just chatting in general and not to any one person or somebody not in here. It's just hard though, because you guys know I read all the chat. AWP membership. Yeah, but you never proved that. Well, then again, if you watch the video, then you proved it. Your candle's almost gone. I guess you need another one. No, let me show you guys. You guys, I'll go through this before I get off. So check this out. You guys wanted to know where I got this from, what I was talking about. Check this out. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Thank you, Turbo. How do you buy candles? You go to the website. All right. Did he take down? No, he wouldn't have taken down that post. Hang on, let me find it. It was on the post. So today's the 1st, so it would have been the 30th, right? I think he took it down. I think. Happy birthday, Janelle. Yeah, Carson's in the beginning. What a loser. What the hell's this? So 6 hours ago, okay, 6 hours ago, this loser posts this. 6 hours ago. Because AWP said parent notified. AWP doesn't need to, I mean, they showed what they showed. They contacted the family. So their wording, whoever posted their wording, is off. Big deal. Like, for real. Big fucking deal. But that's not what I was looking for. Who's JP? So people are supposed to starve to death instead of being comforted by friends. What's wrong with you blaming a mother of a deceased child? You are sick. Today, I witnessed an attack on a grieving mother that resulted in her having to remove the community invitation to her 16-year-old daughter's memorial service. You are everything that is wrong with this world. You only seek to hurt and harm. This is what this guy is saying. This guy is fucking crazy. He posts something else. This guy is fucking nuts. Nuts. He is the one that is posting this shit. Bobby, you would do it through the website. But we'll go through all that tomorrow. So he posts on here, evil exists. Today I witnessed an attack on a grieving mother that resulted in her having to remove the community invitation to her 16-year-old daughter's memorial service. You are everything that is wrong with the... Like, he's trying too fucking hard. So then he writes, here's a statement from Kylie's grandfather. Prove it. As far as notification goes, the facts speak for themselves. AWP posted on Facebook, you told Dan and I. We then visited the Red Buoy. AWP told all three of us of their findings. All three of findings. Guys, don't erase that. I mean, if they want to keep giving me money because they're that pathetic, go for it. Just ignore it. SF is SF Investigations. This is, yeah, that guy. But comments turn off. This is my statement and I don't need Facebook. There's no way this guy said this. There is no way this guy said this. But, oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. This is where we found it. The waitress read it on social media. Now, think about that fake post. Think about that post and check this out. I was informed by DX the Mystery, who read it on AWP social media, and then I was forced to tell the father and grandfather. Those are the facts. Jennifer forced those to be disclosed. Blame her, AWP. We were going to be quiet about it. Okay? Think about this. Now, think about the message. Where's another one by him? Okay. That's not a secret the family is holding. That's an AWP secret. The family didn't get a call. That's not spilling anything. That's correcting inaccurate information put out, not information from the family. People are using the word fraud, so let's make sure statements are accurate. I don't need to defend myself by people like Coffindaffer telling me I'm lying. I would rather just go help other people than spend that energy on defending her lies. Then says, because she felt that as the parent, she should be notified before 2 billion Facebook users were notified. Tell me he did not write it. He so wrote it. He's the one that wrote that post. Lady, don't even give it merit. Just let them keep giving me money if they want something to say. Just totally ignore it. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you so much. So think about that. He is showing blatantly, these are the exact same things that he wrote. I'm telling you, Jack Attack, think about what he's writing. It's like the exact same thing. She absolutely did not put me in a bad position. No, Jack Attack. These are ex-mods who are trying to get people to go with them. And that's already been told to me by numerous people. So they're all blocked. So I guess they can't handle that they're blocked. They don't like the fact that I'm done, and they just keep showing their immaturity and why I'm so glad that they're gone. So just totally ignore them. Don't even acknowledge it. Just fucking ignore them. Thank you, Mickey. So then he writes, she absolutely did not put me in a bad position. We worked together. We shared data back and forth. I was on a search. A factual statement came out. Ellie wasn't even there for another 25 minutes after I received the call. I'm telling you, this guy wrote it. I would absolutely guarantee it. Hey, Nan, I would absolutely guarantee it. I'm telling you, I would bet money that this guy wrote it. You have to ask them why in this, like, he's ridiculous. He absolutely wrote it. I guess I wouldn't, I'm telling you, he wrote it. I am 100% convinced this man wrote it. 100% convinced. He just tries too hard. No, not JT. This isn't JT. I think he may have even erased one of them, but he just ridiculous. No, SF has been attacking AWP. And I don't know, if you watch my video from last night, you can see it. I don't either, Monica. I don't think it needed to be dragged out to 3 different videos, but I'm not mad at them for the paywall or anything. I totally get it. But last night I point out where it's almost the exact same stuff as the thank you, Janelle. Exactly. The trash took itself out. I totally agree. Why is he even doing all this? I don't know. I'm thinking clout. I'm totally thinking clout is the reason. He is a bit sus. I agree. He's jelly because AWP found her, not him. Is that what it is, Mindy? He's becoming unhinged because of that? You're probably right. Thank you, White Lotus. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Exactly. I agree, Janelle. And every time they go, they have to come in here 100 times. Like, just go. You're fucking adults. Just go. Some of us know a few locals that are bad seeds. It does. It's just weird. Every half of his posts are like fighting. It's just like these people that have to be involved in a case. He's not a diver. I agree. But it's just weird. Very unprofessional. Oh, I didn't read this part. Thank you, Rock Jam. Super sticker train all aboard. Choo choo. You're actually just okay. Yeah, the investigator inserted himself in Kylie's case. Good night, Angela. At the end of the day, they have a YouTube channel and have tons of expense. I totally agree with that. That's why I'm saying I'm not mad at them for putting it behind a paywall. Like, they have every right to. Members, I mean, people could wait till Friday. I'm just one of those people that I can't wait. Thank you, Brittany. I'm just one of those people that can't ever wait. Like, that new phone comes out, I got to get it. I have to get that new phone. That's just me. No, they don't. They don't understand that PI stands for private. Absolutely not. Whatever troll can send the biggest super chat wins the troll contest. I should make a troll contest. Since they're just like 12 and, you know, now they've hooked up with people that they absolutely couldn't stand. It's comical. We've seen this before. It's fucking comical. Lady, I said that the other day too. That it's weird to me how many PIs just seem off. Like, since Coffindaffer is suggesting I'm a fraud and wasn't the one put in a horrible position to notify Kylie's dad and grandfather, and instead is accusing me, I will tell the actual like, who gives a shit, dude? Move on. It's crazy. I agree, Cooper. You'd be rich off trolls. Yeah, just in general, like, you want to go. Why are you still in here? Why you got to talk? Why you got to bug me? Just go. You obviously don't like me, so leave. Like, I don't go to streams of people I can't stand. Like, it's fucking weird to me. But when they do that, it just proves who they are. Is that what it is? He took some of his posts down? That's kind of what I thought. Because I'm like, there was more stuff yesterday. There was a lot more stuff yesterday. AWP puts almost all videos out to remember. That's what I said, music. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Jason Jensen is really good. And he is a private eye, meaning that he doesn't put his stuff out there. Everything is private. Thank you, Desiree. Thank you so much. Thank you. By the way, Anita, if you're listening, check Twitter. They answered you. I don't know why I get does anyone else get notifications for every single thing Twitter does? Because I do. Thank you, Whistledown. Exactly, Janelle. It's 100% the same pattern every time, just the players are different. It's funny how they do it the exact same way. And the second they started doing it the exact same way, see ya. Done. Blocked. Finite. I totally agree with that, Sue Ellen. They have people to pay. They're not like, that's what I'm saying. They're not like independently wealthy that they can afford, $1 million a year. Even if it was $500,000 a year, there's no way. Sue Ellen, I agree with that. My only thing earlier was that I don't think they should have, like, just me being like nosy. I think the separating of 3 was weird, where they could have put everything on 1 or 2 videos. So now you got to keep your membership for however long they put out the 3 videos. That's what I'm saying. That's like, I wish they would have put it out on 1 video But yeah, I'm not mad at them putting it on a paywall at all. We should all, every creator should be putting out private videos for members. No joke. The guy's post on Twitter last night and walked away thinking this guy needs help. Exactly, Diane. I definitely agree with that. But that, Jack, I agree with that, that it shouldn't, it was weird because it's not even public and they're already jumping on people's panels. So I can see why it was weird. And I can see why things were, you know, people had something to say about it, but I definitely get that it's perfectly fine for them to put it behind a paywall. But they cannot put out the other videos unless Ellie. No, I think they can, though. I totally agree, Randall. He did dirty delete it, right, Nicole? Like, I'm not crazy. He definitely did dirty delete it. Oh, absolutely, Pam. I definitely see it. But definitely make sure, if you can't afford anything, make sure you hit like and subscribe. And thumbs up, obviously. He did delete a lot. That's why I'm looking for those messages that were almost identical to the text. That's probably why he deleted it. I guarantee that's why he deleted it, because he knew it was close. He knew that he had to, because people were onto him. But again, it's in my last night's video. But I'm going to get off. It is 12:30. Calm Didi. If we pay for a membership today, does it end today because tomorrow's a new month? No. No, it goes by the day you signed up. So if you cancel if you buy one like on the 20th, then it goes till the 20th. Really, Jack Attacker? I'm surprised. I figured you hated it. So, all right. I'm going to get off, though. Guys, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much for PayPals and Cash App. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I do have candles to make. I'm going to try not to go on during the day because I've been giving you guys 2 lives a day. But I'm going to try to stick to one. But come on, this is like 3 weeks. I'm hitting every night between 8:30 and 8:45. I have never been this consistent in my entire life. My entire time on YouTube, I have never been this consistent. So I want to thank you guys. And that's it. And it seems to be working out, actually. So Reddit never deleted. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. And happy birthday to Janelle. And happy birthday to Kylie, who's in heaven. And whose life was taken way too soon. So on that note, I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful night. And I'll see you guys later. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I never remember to do this, but I'm going to remember today. Uh-oh. Why is it not working? All right, I can't. Oh my God, I'm frozen. It's frozen. I'm frozen. I can't even shut down. Melon app keeps freezing. Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday. I'm going to do the giveaway on Friday. Now that I think about it, I'm going to do it away on Friday. No, it's just Melon app is frozen. Nothing else is frozen. Thank you, Janie. Oh.